What's the word? What's the word? Yeah, I'm an old nigga. Proud to be old nigga. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. That's a good opportunity. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. Rest in peace, the young 15-year-old lost his life in Queens the other day. New York is getting out of hand, man. New York is getting out of hand. New York is getting out of hand, y'all. What's going on in my city, man? What's up, y'all? The screen right. Now it want to work. Now it want to work. Let me see. It want to work before all the wrong shit. Trying to get this Last Supper joint up here. It won't go up. This is crazy. Why did it take that, but it won't take? What up? What up? What up? Where everybody from? Who in the building? Everybody not gonna tell me who in the building though. On some people, I already know it's mad. Where everybody from? YouTube keep crashing, y'all. YouTube keep crashing. Say YouTube keep crashing. It's not me. Where everybody from? Where everybody from? Florida life. Happy Saturday. Are you from Florida? What would I do? Go buy a new phone. Go buy a new phone. Don't call me. Wash. Oh, Wash in the building? You from Wash? Okay, Wash in the building. Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. A lesbian. Yeah, if I had the 250 M's, first thing I'm doing, I'm going to get a new phone. Then I'm going to hit my family off. I'm going to give specific people big amounts to take care of everybody else. I'm going to give one person a few M's to take care of everybody, get this person a few to take care of, and then I'm gone. I'm gone. Where everybody from? Where everybody from? It's 20 people in here. I know I got at least, it's probably at least a good 15 real people. The other 5 is just probably my enemies trying to get me to drop my location. But I love everybody. I don't got no enemies. They my enemies, but I ain't got no enemies. I love everybody. Er- Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. I don't even know who that is. What's my location? I'm on planet Earth. I'm on planet Earth. A Kirby nose. That's crazy. I got a whole Kirby nose, huh? Oh man, I'm in here with 1,000 trolls, man. My coordinates. My coordinates. I'm in the mountains. I'm in the mountains of Pennsylvania. High in the mountains of Pennsylvania. With the bears, deers, owls, foxes. I never said how you got your glasses back, or you never asked. Well, I got Jesus black for. He ain't black enough. He ain't black enough. He ain't black enough. Jesus loves you as well. Jesus loves you as well. Yeah, that's how the Most High supposed to look. Dale, you never seen a picture of what Jesus really looked like? He I believe he's actually darker than that. That don't look like bronze burnt in the furnace. That don't look like bronze burnt in the furnace. That's a little too light right there. Nice fake pig. I never said black, or you saying it never said black? No, Jesus is white. You right. Jesus is white. Yahweh Shai is of has melanin. He's melanated. You don't read your Bible. You didn't hear the description. It said hair of wool, feet as brass, burnt in the furnace. There's no Jesus. How there's no Jesus? How you tell me why there's no Jesus? Even people who do witchcraft, even people who do witchcraft respect Yahweh, Isa, Isa, whatever you call him. But you saying is no. Oh, why I got Jesus back there, not why he black. Oh, I thought that's what you said. Where do black people come from? This planet? This planet right here? You know how I know? Because we the same color as the dirt. As dirt get moist and it dries, even when it gets as light as it could get light, it's still like that. So we know we from here. Everything has melanin in it. A lot of it. There's only one species that don't have a lot of melanin in it. But that don't mean nothing is wrong with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we're natural to this planet. We're from here. We wasn't grafted and created. We're from here, actually from here. This is stupid. Life is stupid. Life is stupid. You're born into flesh, and then you get rid of this flesh, and then you transfer back into spirit, and then you go somewhere else if you're lucky. Even if for a little time you come back. So life is stupid. You said this is stupid. Life is stupid. Where everybody from? We got 24 people in here. Horus, Jesus, Horus. Okay. Where you said where do black people come from? Who's the father? It wasn't Adam and Eve. You asking me? You want to debate, or you just want to know? Because some people ask and they be really wanting to debate. Life is kind of lame. So why'd you come down here for if life is lame? What you come down here for? Do you remember? Do you remember what you came down here for? What's your assignment? Or was you sentenced? Are you like a correction officer and you come here with a purpose, or you got locked up and sent back to Earth jail? Are you in Earth jail? Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jew. Olive brown skin, dark hair, brown eyes. That's not what it said. None of those descriptions is what it said in the Bible. Do a Middle Eastern have skin the color of bronze? Some say bronze, some say copper, some say burnt in the furnace. Do you know what, if you burn bronze in the furnace, what it would look like? Do you know what bronze or brass looks like without even burnt in the furnace? It don't look like olive skin. It doesn't look like olive skin. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. Then you got to remember the Middle East is where the people from Africa mixed with the Caucasians when they came out the mountains. So that's how you have the Middle Easterns. The middle, they're in the middle. So they're mixed. They're mixed race. They have Caucasian in them and they have African descent in them. So why would the Most High send someone who isn't original to this planet to save souls, to defeat the flesh? He would send an old soul, not a new soul. Most of the other nesticities are new souls. That's where new souls go. The lighter the skin, the newer the soul. However, sometimes you can end up in a completely different soul group, depending on what you did down here or where you came from. Yeah, we all are the Trinity. As above, so below. We're small universes. We mimic the universe. We mimic the heavens. We mimic the Trinity. We mimic everything, mimics everything. Everything is just a mirror of everything else. It's all the same shit. The Ethiopian Bible is the truth. Yeah, it got 88 books. I had one. I had one when I was in prison. I had one. I left it to a good dude though. I spent like $40 on that Bible, man. The Bible doesn't explicitly state that Jesus was black or African, nor does it provide a detailed physical description of his skin. John, if you, I mean, not John, John, they believe John was given a description in Revelation. Revelation, I think it's 14 and 1 or 1 and 14. In Revelation, they said they believe that was the Bible says Jesus was Jewish. Jewish is a new term. He's a Hebrew. He's a Hebrew. He was an Israelite. Jewish is the people, the white people you see. That's Jewish. He wasn't Jewish. There was no Jewish people in that time. Jewish is a new term. The Jewish are the Khazars. Those are the Khazars, the people you see in New York with the curly thing, the big hats, that own the banking system, all the diamonds, all the insurance companies, all the networks. Those are the Jews. Jesus was not a Jew. He was a child of Israel. Revelation, I mean, yeah, Revelations 1 and 14. That's what I said. Yeah, 1 and 14, Revelations. It describes them. It even describes his chakras, where it say the seven lamps inside. People skip by that. They'll say, oh, it's the churches. You do have seven churches within you. You have seven chakras. That's the chakra system it was describing. The king that put Jesus to death called Jesus the King of the Jews. That's what he said. I mean, that's what the book said. The books say a lot. That's what the books said. The books say a lot. He was a child of, all right, forget what the king of the Jews called him. What did he call himself? He said, I only came for the children of Israel, correct? He said it 3 times. He said that to the Sumerian woman when he was by the water. He said that twice to his disciples when he sent them out. He came for the children of Israel. It says his lineage. it lists his lineage. Well, through his father, which was kind of weird. It lists his lineage through Joseph, who wasn't supposed to be his father. So, but it tells you who he is. He wasn't a Jew. He was an Israelite. He was a child of Israel. Sheep's have wool. He was the perfect sacrifice. Salute, salute, beloved. He was black. It's amazing that people will accept the whitewashed version of Jesus, but won't accept that Jesus was black. I don't know how, man. I don't know how. But you'd be surprised at the things that people don't accept and what people do accept. It baffles me sometimes. Even racism. Even racism. It baffles me. Now, I'm not being racist, and I'm not saying this because, I'm melanated, but like if when black people be racist, I try to, you know, speak against it, but when they are, they kinda, I'm not gonna say have a right, but they kinda have a right. When white people are racist towards blacks, you really don't have a right to be. We ain't did nothing to you. We commit the crimes we commit the crimes on ourselves. The genocide we commit on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we sell the drugs to ourselves, we harm ourselves. We get our women pregnant and go to jail. We get our women pregnant and then leave them. For the most part, it's not like, you know what I mean? I could see if all black men say, I want a white woman, and we all went for white women all the time. If I was white, then I would dislike you too. I would dislike blacks too. But just for no apparent reason, they just some most people don't like us for no reason. So I don't get surprised when they don't accept or don't want to believe that Jesus is melanated, because why would they? And you got to remember, this is what we've been fed for a long time. We've been fed a white Jesus. We've been fed, not just black people, the world been fed a white Jesus for a long time. So why would they was fed white Egyptians too? Olive skin, olive skinned Egyptians. You said you can't believe that people don't accept Jesus is black. I We could say that because we ain't got no pictures of Jesus. We don't got no pictures of Jesus. So I could see that. But Egypt, how about having a conversation with people about Egyptians, and they're constantly telling you that Egyptians have olive skin, that they're Arabs. And then people got the pictures of what they look like on the wall. They got a sphinx that had a nose like mine's. A lot of these statues got a nose like mine's, and people will still debate. I done debated with black folk too. Black folk to, no, Egyptians are not. They're not black. They're like Arabs. Yeah, now they are. They wasn't like that 2,000 years ago. That's like asking somebody what, like I always say on here, when somebody say, "Hey, what do an American look like?" Most time people gonna visualize a white person. But what did American look like 800 years ago? It's the same thing with Egypt. Yeah, I know what they look like now, but what did they look like 2,000 years ago? Before the Arabs came across the Sahara on camels with swords, like shaped like half moons, with the Islam, delusional. Yes, they look like Asians. They were black. They were black. They were black. Good afternoon. Lukewarm force teacher. I am. It's not possible for someone to stop sinning. You stop sinning when you go on the ground. It's impossible to stop sinning. Maybe, maybe the blacks are immigrants. There's black people that believe that we've been here, that we was here when they came here. I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe it. There's black people that believe that we was here when they came. I'm starting to believe it. There's a whole theory about it being the Egyptian civilization in the Grand Canyon. I'm starting to believe that. I'm starting to believe it. We probably was here. Africans. Oh, John Cuff Part 2. I don't even I'm embarrassed to tell you why I ain't do John Cuff Part 2 yet. I got struck 3 times and I got 2 phones. The phone that I got the John Cuff story in and 2 other stories, that phone I gotta wait for my shorty to so I could download some more space. That phone is locked with space. And when I got CapCut in it, it's stuck in that CapCut. So I could only do new stuff in this phone. I'm not going to do the whole story. It's already done. It just wouldn't get cleared through YouTube. And in the process of me doing that, I kept doing other videos. And now the phone is I can't delete nothing because I need everything that's in it. So I can't delete nothing out the phone. I have to have my girl download some more space because I brought 2 terabytes, but I brought 2 terabytes for the iCloud instead of the phone. I did some dumb shit. I'm just learning how to do all this shit, bro. I've been in jail too much. So the Frost John Cuff story is stuck in my other phone. The folks around Jesus are filthy animals. Toby was good. Toby? What do you mean Toby? My name Kunta. Me Kunta. Let me see. You can prove Jesus wasn't black? Prove it. Prove it to you. Just don't show me no Michelangelo picture. Oh, Mansa Musa sent voyages here to America? Probably. Probably. There's something to the whole, that's who's promoting it. The Moors is saying that we've been here. But the reason why I'm kind of believing that is because when the Moors declare their nationality, when they become sovereign, for those who don't know what I'm saying, when Moors become sovereign, that is a part of their process. It's a treaty. That's why I'm starting to believe that some melanated people was here before slavery, unless the Moors, which I did read, and it is true. The Moors don't like when I said, because the Moors did help with slavery. They did have a couple of ports, and they was involved in the slave trade. So unless the Moors came over here in the slave trade, or some of them got captured and put over here, but I don't know how they have a treaty with Morocco. So it makes sense. And Mansa Musa, I think he was Moroccan. I came across that story a few times, but I never sat and read a whole story on Mansa Musa. I can't believe I never read the entire story. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never sat. I'm gonna go and chat GPTV tonight if I have the energy and do more research on him and shit. Vengeance on them traitors. Who? Israelite stream. Nah, this ain't no Israelite stream. Nah. We are the children. We are the children of Israel, though. But by birthright, we are. The book of wisdom will tell you the meaning of the supper of Christ. What's the message for this? What this? I just thought it looked nice. I just thought it looked nice. I knew people was it'll spark a conversation. I just like the way it looked. I wanted a background. I just wanted a background. My Jesus is the wrong color. I know he's not black enough. He's not black enough. He should be as black as this pillar. You see this? He should be as black as that, or black as this right here. He's too light. I appreciate you. Deuteronomy is the holy book. Okay, we got some Israelites in here. GP was good, beloved. What is the language for the Israelites? Is it um Hebrew, but they have an old dialect, Aramaic and Hebrew, I believe. Hold on, y'all. Let me get 1 second. There is no language for the Israelites. What is the language for the Canaanite Hebrew language? There is no language. Yeah, I said Aramaic, but Aramaic is like Hebrew. Aramaic is like I think it's the older version of Hebrew, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Am I with the black disciples? Nah. You talking about BD black disciples? Nah. That's what you think. Oh man, our people, man. Nah, I'm not a black disciple. Not the gang black disciple. I'm a black disciple for Yeshua, for Yahushai, Isa, all fiction. All right. So is the Avengers, but you watch it, don't you? The Avengers is fiction, but you watch it, don't you? What part of Jerusalem Jesus Christ walked under the olive tree with Mary? You guys will never figure it out. Muslim. I never seen this picture. I don't know where I got it from. The language for the Hebrew Israelites is Hebrew. That's what I said. I thought we don't respect you. Oh gosh. Oh, we got a Satanist up here. You respect the name Jesus Christ, though. I know that, Satanist. I know for a fact you do. I know for a fact. I know for a fact that even if you are a real Satanist, I know for a fact that you know the name Jesus Christ holds weight, holds power. I know you know, because I read a lot of y'all books. Although there are a lot of Satan and devil worshippers, just like there are different sects of Christians, there's different sects of devil worshippers. But I know that if Satan stream one, Beelzebub, oh my God, we got all the wizards and warlocks out here. I love you too, gang. Safety out here, man. They attacking me. If Jesus was black, why did he turn water into wine? I dwell on the negative too much. That's all that's in here. Reverse cheat code. Peep the positive post. I'm peeping them. I am peeping the positive post. I know my history better than the ones don't don't not know my history. Am I a Christian? I don't have a religion. I don't have a religion. Yeshua is your family, as he should be. I believe that I think I'm a child of Israel by birthright, though. I believe that I'm a child of Israel like by birthright. I believe that I'm from the lineage of Yeshua. I'm from that soul group. I do know that. But I don't have a religion per se, but I do accept Yeshua, the one they call Jesus the Christ, Isa, as my savior, not in the terms of how Christians believe, but similar. Similar to what they believe, similar to what Christians believe, as far as the name and the authority and the power. But I'm not a Christian or Israelite. Yeah, really. Jesus to further notice me. What do you mean? Because you know there was multiple Christ. That's right. It's an anointance. It's an anointance. Melchizedek or Melchizedek was a Christ. Elijah was a Christ. They were anointed. They just chose a story they wanted us to know. Yeah, yeah. Because you have Buddha, you have Sai Baba, you have a few light beings that came down here. Some say Lord Maitreya, like there's different ones that came down here. Ascended masters that come down here to raise the vibration and bring some of us back to the monad, back to our oversoul. Teach us how to catch a ride on our higher selves and our macabres, our starship. Yeah, let me see what you about to say. The monad is the supreme, ineffable, okay, individual source of all in all existence. Gnostic, Neoplatonic philosophy, ultimate one, the one. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that, but I don't like saying it. But I'm more of a Gnostic, if anything. If I was a Christian, I have to be a Gnostic Christian. If I was an Israelite, I have to be a Gnostic Israelite to know that I am an infinite soul stuck down here in this raggedy third dimension in this meat suit because I chose to come down here for whatever I chose to come down here for. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. For whatever we all chose to come down here for. I don't think I chose to come down here though. I was definitely punished and sent back down here. Cause the shit that I was doing in the beginning of this lifetime and a lot of the I feel like I was like I was royalty. Like I was a bad, even if I wasn't royalty, I may have been a bad conqueror or something. Like I'm used to being served upon. I'm used to the best. You understand? And so whatever I was in my past lifetime, it was great, but I did real horrible. I did horrible. And in this one, I got a lot better. I got a lot better. But I definitely been down here a bunch of times though. That's a fact. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. Yashua was Middle Eastern, not African. All right. What if I told you the Middle East was Africa? What if I told you that was all Pangaea at one time? What if I told you that? And why would the all in all send a piece of itself, the most it could fit of itself in a human body? Why would it choose a human body that's not natural to planet Earth? Not saying that the Middle Eastern is not like there's anything wrong with them, but if I was gonna put the most of my spiritual self, my spirit inside a physical body, I would want to put it in a body that vibrated high, a body that was compatible with the earth that I'm sending that spirit to. And this is the most compatible flesh to this earth. I'm not being racist, it's just a physical thing. There's planets where Caucasians are more adaptable to that planet. The Nordics. There are planets where the Chinese are more adapt to that planet. This is this planet is this is us. So I don't believe that. I'm not being racist. I'm just speaking the facts. And that don't mean that a Middle Eastern doesn't have more love and light than an African or African American. That don't mean a white person don't have more love and light than an African or African American. That don't mean that. But but to be completely honest with you, it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense. And they try to hide our race too much for it to be anything different than what it is. If those things was true, if Jesus was white or Middle Eastern, if Egyptians was white or Middle Eastern, then they wouldn't be trying to make hide the fact that they were actually black, if that makes any sense to you. They try to hide the fact on TV that Egyptians were black. Just that alone lets you know that there's a conspiracy against melanated people on this planet. And I'm not, I'm not spewing hate or trying to be racist or be super, the white man is bad or none of that. I'm just being completely honest. Why do it? Why do it? Why hide it? If there's a conspiracy, if there's reptilians, if there's a sacred bloodline, if there's really an Illuminati and all of that, why is it important for them to make everybody not believe that Egyptians were black, that Jesus was black? Why would they do that? That it must mean something. It must be some significance in hiding that or trying to, whitewash everything. This has to be some significance. And I just believe that if, let's say there are reptilians here, or let's say like they're the Anunnaki coming back, whatever it is, right? If that's the case, if there's a being, if we're supposed to be trained up, right, to stop bullets with our hands, if we're supposed to be trained up to walk through walls, if we're supposed to be trained up to be like Neo in the Matrix, if one was trained up to be like that, then I would believe that this earthly body, this human, because we're all different. Don't think we're all the same either. This human, this human would be the best vehicle to do said things. Just like it's the best vehicle to slam dunk a basketball, to run a football, to work, to pick cotton. Just like it's the best body to do all forms of labor, it is probably the best body for spiritual practices too, because this is our planet. I'm not being racist. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. But again, like I said, that doesn't mean that a white or a Caucasian or a Middle Eastern who's actually black, they just mixed. Middle Easterns are just mixed. It's not happenstance, right? It's not racist. But if white people was in the mountains in Europe, right, and black people was everywhere else, because people say in Africa, but I think we were everywhere else. So if white people was in the mountains of Europe, right, at one point they had to meet with the Southerners. They had to meet, and they would probably have met in the Middle East. And this is where the sand niggas was made at. That's where they was made at, in the Middle East. So you're saying Christ was sent there. All right. But he when Christ was around, Egypt was still black. When Christ was on earth, Egypt was still black. And when Herod went looking for all the kids under was it two? When he went looking for all those kids, Mary and Joseph ran to Egypt, and Egypt was still black at that time. So if they was Middle Eastern, why would they run to a black Egypt to hide? He would have stood out like a sore thumb in black Egypt if he was a Middle Eastern. But I guess in your mind, you were taught that he was olive skinned Middle Eastern, and the people in Egypt was olive skinned Middle Easterns as well. Despite what the walls say, despite the fact that the walls is the people in their walls are darker than the people in the pictures behind me. They darker than that. People will argue you down about Egypt, and the Egyptians showed you on their wall that they was African, and people will still tell you that they were white or Middle Eastern, I should say. But then y'all gotta remember too, a lot of some of the stuff when you see like the beige faces on them Egypt walls, you got to remember Cleopatra, the very, very last Johnny come lately dynasty was when the Greeks went there, and the Greeks did a lot of mixing. The Greeks did a lot of mixing. The last couple dynasties were Greek dynasties. So that's where you see the funny looking Egypt pictures and colors, the shit that fade. Because they got like is it Luxor? I think it's Luxor. I don't want to misquote it, but I think it's Luxor. But the ones that she built and painted, the paint already done peeled on them shits. They didn't last worth of shit. The older ones had more durability than the newer ones. Because the Egyptians had a secret. They asked permission to do things. We lost that. We lost our connection with Gaia, Mother Gaia. We lost connection with Mother Earth. We disconnected. We disconnected, y'all. It's 50 people in the oh shit, let me read some of this. 50 people in the live. Where everybody from? Hold on, let me read some of this. African American. American black, not African. Maybe you're right. Are not sub-Sahara Africans. Egyptians are not sub-Sahara Africans. Bushwick in the building. Did Jesus speak an African language? No, I don't think he spoke an African language. But do you think Aramaic or Hebrew is a Middle Eastern language? Do you think that? Where did it come from? Where did language come from? Why we got different languages? Y'all want to know why we got different languages? The same way why we got all these different skin colors and different blood types and Chinese people and white people, and then you got the Indians from India who are black, but a different kind of black with hair like white people, but they're not mixed. Think about that, right? When a black person and a white person have a baby, right? Because you see a lot of that in Pennsylvania and Connecticut. You see a lot of that, right? When a black person and a white person have a baby, think about this. The baby never comes out looking like the East Indians. I'm talking about the ones in India. Think about that. You know how the ones in India look? Y'all know how they look. Some of them are copper like penny, and they have like white people hair, but they're black with white people hair, right? But a black person and a white person never made, I'm not gonna say never, but for the most part, don't make babies that look like the Indians from India. So the Indians from India, even though they're melanated, they're not black and they're not white and they're not really a mix of black and white either. Riddle me that. They're more like the Aboriginal um in Australia. You see the Aboriginals in Australia? The Aboriginals in Australia look like they could be kin to the East Indians, the ones in India. The Aboriginals in Australia and the ones in India, they look like they're familiar. They can be the same race of people, but they don't look like a mixture between black and white because some of them are blacker than me, but they have white people kind of hair. Y'all want to know why? And if you tell me the Tower of Babel is why we got different languages, I'm gonna kick you off my live. They be African albino. They do. American blacks are rose gold. Hold on, y'all. Let me read some, let me catch up on some of this. Go for wood and Noah built his ark. That wood is only found in Florida. Google it. They don't got no Noah's Ark. Where's Noah's Ark at? They found Noah's Ark. Go read the Book of Wisdom. And what chapter? What chapter in the Book of Wisdom? They don't tell us that the snake ass. But they don't tell us about that part with they snake ass. I missed what you talking about. Evolution and genetics. Evolution and genetics is full of shit. That's full of shit. Ain't no evolution. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. All you gotta do is read and study. Cause black consists of all. All you gotta do is study. The evolution theory, that shit is bullshit. You know why it's bullshit? Because when they found Homo florensis, Homo this one and that one, they all was on Earth at the same time. The Neanderthal and the upright Homo sapiens were on the planet at the same time. They didn't, first of all, Neanderthal DNA is not African DNA. Do you know that Caucasians have, I think it is 4% or 5% Neanderthal? White people have Neanderthal blood. Niggas don't have Neanderthal blood. This is facts. This is, well, I ain't gonna say it's facts because I didn't test it my motherfucking self. But Steve Hawkins, may he rest in peace, and all of them, when they had these theories, I used to watch them. I used to watch them. I'm still curious about the origin of men. But Homo erectus and Homo florensis and the Denisovans. Yeah, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I'm naming all these different creatures that they found in France, in Africa, and in Russia. Homo florensis, Homo erectus, um, you know what I'm talking about. And the one they found another one in Africa too, like a little group of the monkey men type of joints in like some tunnel caves they found maybe like 5, 6 years ago. But the point that I'm making is it wasn't no gradual step up. All that shit was here at the same time. And if you ever had like a National Geographic of the origin of men, it's gonna show you where they found the Denisovans, Homo sapien, Homo erectus, all of those, and they were all strategically spread on different continents. Like there's no continent had two or three of, I think they got like 8 different life forms, like humanoid life forms. I think Africa's the only continent that had 2 or 3 different ones. But all the other continents, they found at least one. They ain't found nothing here because we've been here tearing shit up. So they ain't found nothing here. But the other 6 continents, they found shit. But the point that I'm making is um that evolution shit is bullshit. It's bullshit. Somebody was here tinkering with the DNA. They made Homo florensis. They took that, spliced that, took a piece of that, put their DNA in it, mixed it. They might have had a reptilian hostage, the Anunnaki I'm speaking of, and Inky and the Lil. They probably took a little piece of the reptilian and a little bit of Zeta Reptilius and put it together and made a Chinese nigga. Then they took the African and then mixed that, spliced that, put a little bit in their DNA, and then they made the sand niggas. I'm j- Everything evolves. Everything does evolve. But I'm saying like that is evolve. If we take our DNA and take a motherfucking a bird and mix it with a bird and we get a winged nigga, he that's evolution. It ain't a grad. It don't have to be a gradual process. That's what I'm saying. The gradual process, that shit is bullshit. It take too long. There's too much shit going on down here. Ain't nobody just leave us down here for no billions of years and we started walking upright and all that. That shit is bullshit. Somebody niggas was down here figuring it out, trying to make the perfect nigga. Fuck out of here. No, it's not bullshit, but I'm saying the gradual process, the Darwin shit, that Darwin shit is bullshit. That Darwin is full of shit. That ain't true. Even with the dogs, like with canines, like right, we had a wolf. Where the fuck we get all these thousands of different of breeds? Somebody sent some DNA down here, and people was playing with dogs, and we got different breeds of dogs. All these dogs ain't come from no motherfucking wolf. Come on, man. All these dogs ain't come from no wolf. All these cats ain't came from one kind of cat. The house cats got snake eyes. How about that? The house cats, cats in the wilderness and everywhere, they don't got snake eyes. Only house cats got snake eyes. So all the felines didn't come from one fee. All the canines didn't come from one K. Shit down here playing with shit, man. People down here playing with shit. We down here playing with shit. We got a liger. We made a liger down this motherfucker. Come on. We all experiments. That's a fact. Plus, I believe mankind been getting a hand fed knowledge along the way. Hell yeah. Yeah, we've been getting fed knowledge. Nikola Tesla, matter of fact, It's a book. It's a book by it's something. His name is something Baruch. It's called I'm gonna think of the book. One of the illest books I read. Every great mind that did anything great down here. I'm talking about scientifically, right? Any good scientific person that did a bunch of shit like the Nikola Teslas, Albert Einstein, all of them, they all say they got told that by something told them that. Nobody just say, yeah, I just sat up and just got the theory of relativity one day. They gonna tell you they got it from somewhere else. Nikola Tesla said he was communicating with a being on Mars. That's where he got his information from. Google it. He ain't say, yo, he ain't never say he did that. He said, yo, I was communicating with a being from Mars, and this is how I know. Albert Einstein said he went into deep meditation and something actually spoke the theory of relativity in his ear, and he said he just started doing his mathematical scientific shit. We definitely get influenced. We definitely get influenced. It was a thing on Ancient Aliens about how things get invented in tools. Like there's always tools. One person invent Mercedes, one person invent BMW, one person invent Coca-Cola simultaneously, somebody inventing Pepsi. It's been like that. I did that with a rap before. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to sound crazy or nothing like that, but anybody who's a fan of Jadakiss, when I used to write raps, when I used to rap, I had wrote a rap and I said this 4 bars, and then maybe like 5, 6 years later, Jadakiss had a rap and said the exact 4 bars I said. I ain't never met that nigga, so I don't know if somebody I was in jail with heard me say it, remembered it, went home and told him. I don't know, but I seen that shit on Ancient Aliens, and I was like, yeah, I believe that. We do be getting messages from other places and shit. All our rocket propulsion system and jet propulsion system, they all was into shit. They all studied Madame Blavatsky, and they learned how to summon shit to get information. George Lucas, the motherfucker who did Star Wars, the motherfucker who did Star Trek, definitely Stan Lee. You think Stan Lee just made up the whole Marvel universe? I mean, let's be for real. You think Stan Lee just sat there and just wrote the whole Marvel universe? All of them planets, all of the superpowers, all of the backstories, like how Incredible Hulk became Incredible Hulk, and how, come on, you really think that man sat with his imagination and just imagined all of that? Come on, my nigga. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's called inspiration. Inspiration is to have a spirit give you motivation, just like a muse and music. These are all spirits that help people along the way. We're conductors of conduits. We're conduits. We're all conduit. We all can do it. I used to get songs in my sleep. I used to get songs in my when I used to make music. I used to get songs in my sleep. If I be rapping all day and then I go to bed, it's like my body just keeps rapping. And I used to get songs in my sleep, and I used to wake up and write. The best songs I ever wrote came to me in dreams. You know what I'm saying? I believe that whether it was the spirit of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And what if I told you some of the shit I used to write started coming true? You know what I'm saying? A lot of the shit that I used to write started coming true. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we definitely got helped along the way. You think the Wright brothers just made that plane out of nowhere? Who told Obama to be president? I don't know. Energy. Yeah, energy. It's energy. That's a fact. Because your brain processes the consciousness stream. It doesn't stop when you are sleeping. They said Thor is really an image and remake of Zeus. Um, could be, but you gotta remember Thor is Norse mythology. Thor is Norse mythology. That is the Vikings mythology. And Zeus is Greek mythology. And all mythology is called a pantheon. A pantheon is a group of gods. So you might have like, let's just say Yoruba, that's African spiritualism, right? Voodoo, so to speak. They have a pantheon, I think, of 9 gods. the pantheon of what's the name is 12 gods. So Egypt has a 9 god pantheon. All these different places have a pantheon. If you go even right here in America, if you go in the wilderness and talk to the Indian tribes, they probably have a pantheon. I think they're animals, animal spirits. I think I'm not too sure. So Zeus might have the same attributes as Thor, because Thor has the same attributes as one of the gods in Yoruba. The hammer, a couple gods got a hammer. A couple gods are in control of. They're always gonna have a god with a hammer. They're always gonna have a god that's in control of lightning. They're always gonna have a water god that's in control of water. They always gonna have a earth god. They're always gonna have the elements. Most of the gods. Then they always gonna have a god that writes shit down, the smart god. Like in Egypt, it's Thoth, right? And Greek, he's Hermes. Thoth and Hermes is the same god. Hermes is just what the Greeks call Thoth. It's the same god. You know what I'm saying? We got the devil, they got Prometheus. Prometheus is the one who gave man light, gave man knowledge that he wasn't supposed to. Then you got Enki and Enlil. I think Enlil is the one in the pantheon of the Anunnaki that gave us, that was the whole Garden of Eden story, some people believe. Like he was like, yeah, nah, they made, not created, but they made these physical bodies for physical slavery or for soul traps. I believe. That's what I believe. I don't believe they came here to Mongol. I think they came here to create these physical bodies to bring more souls into this existence for whatever reason. Maybe we're a battery. Maybe they need to populate this planet as a battery in the solar system. I don't know. But I don't think they came here for gold. That shit don't make sense. My attribute is Maya. Maya is the goddess, is justice of Egypt. That's the Egyptian. What's the name? I like Nut. Nut is the sky. She's the sky. That's where they got Marge Simpson from. I seen that shit the other day. It bugged me out because I always seen pictures of Nut, Tef Nut, and it looked like Marge Simpson. It's crazy, right? Zeus had lightning in his hand. Well, that's the fool. Fool had electricity in the hammer. It's the tribe of Tupac. Come from the tribe of Inca. Oh yeah, Tupac. Yeah, the real Tupac. I'm what? I'm always in the spiritual realm rebuking witches and warlocks. I mean, you shouldn't have to. When you vibrating high, there's no rebuking. They can't even come around you. When you vibrating high, you don't even have to think about witches and warlocks when you vibrating high. Real shit. You don't even have to. That's why when people attack Yahshua, when they attack Jesus Christ or whatever, I mean, I get it. I read what y'all read. I read all of the, you know what I mean? And I at times, there's so much evidence out against Christ actually existing, but the reason why I can't refute it is because the power in the name. I've used that name. I've used that name in the spirit realm. I've used that name for protection. I use that realm to change, my atmosphere in multiple occasions. So it's either one of two things: either my belief in him or belief in that consciousness, and because I believe it, I make it happen, and Jesus is fake or Jesus is real. But I know what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go find another. I call it an anchor. I call it an anchor. You know how you have this, you have a silver cord tether. I, I use Christ as my tether, as my anchor. You know what I'm saying? As my bungee cord. So I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's my bungee cord. Regardless. And people say, oh, you don't need nobody but your relationship to God or whatever, whatever. Yeah, you're right. But do you know how much praying and meditating and how steadfast you gotta be to actually go like this and go like this and make a human being move, or go like that and make a car move? How tapped in you would have to be to your energy or your energy. You would have to fully activate all 36 of your chakras. Yeah, we got more than 7. All 36 of them you would have to activate. You would have to activate because we got 7 and then we got 8, right? Because we're an orb and then your eighth is an orb that makes you the 8, and then above that you have a ninth, but it goes all the way further than that though. But don't get me, y'all getting me started, y'all. Jesus' name is powerful. It is powerful in the spirit realm. I try other names, but something about the name Jesus. That's right. Out of all religion, the world, who is the only one that laid his life down for all mankind? Jesus was an ascended master. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. Michael and Jesus is the name to call. Yeah, Michael get busy. Michael get busy. I don't call Michael though. I don't be calling Michael. I say the name of Jesus. Even sometimes, like I used to have when I was sleeping with a lot of women, I used to take on I used to bring home their incubuses or they spirits of Lilith. I used to bring them home. And then I would have sleep paralysis where I can't breathe, can't move. And as I'm half awake, half sleep, trying to talk, I just start saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And the more I say Jesus, the more that shit come up off of me. And then I get up and I done fought them off. I be feeling like if I didn't know that name, or I didn't have the belief in that name, or I didn't have the conviction tied to that name, I believe I would have been taken out. No one controls the weather, just the government do, using the weather modification cloud. Yeah, they got a thing called harp. They got harp. They be using harp to control the weather. Okay, Kingsbridge in the building. Kingsbridge in the building. You know the first ship that took slave trade was named Jesus. It's diabolical. That was the boat's name. I ain't never heard you. I ain't never read that. I ain't never read that nowhere. Jesus is with the mega. The mega. What mega? Same thing happened to you? Yeah. When you say that name, when I get scared, I say that name. I don't know if you was on here the other day, but I was telling people when I was on Rikers Island, when I was locked up on Rikers Island, I used to say a couple mantras with Christ's name in the mantras. Man, I haven't done it. Sad to say, I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't done it in a long time. But man, if you say that name in a mantra consistently throughout the day, like you go on a non-speaking fast and try not to speak only when spoken to, and you say those names, that name, especially when you fast, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. So that's why I don't go back and forth with the people who say what they say about Christ. You know what I'm saying? I let them say what they say, because you got, even on, right? Because I know a lot of the things that Christians are taught is wrong. I know it is, but even still, a Christian a devout Christian who believes and accepts Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, because they do that, even knowing some of the stuff is not right and exact, but their conviction and their faith, because their book tell them that, in their conviction and their faith, they straight. They gonna get everything they believe they gonna get. So the rhetoric and the word and the story not being real, or the story being borrowed from the Sumerian tablets, or you know the story being borrowed from the Epic of Gilgamesh, and all of that's true. It's true, but that doesn't make their story not as true, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? And they took, hold on, let me see what you said. And they took over the 33 density and Kemet to 33 is big. Oh, dynasty. In the name of Jesus, once you had about to be shot for me, Jesus works. That's right. 42 laws of measure. What's that? What's the 42 laws of measure? It was some weight on my chest and I couldn't breathe and I said Jesus' name. Yeah, and it'll come up off you. It'll come up off you. Y'all believe anything. We was slaves. I don't think all of us was though. I don't think all of us was slaves. All of us ain't African either. We think all of us is African. I don't believe all of us was African. I believe a lot of the people that was like there might have been some. Well, there was definitely some people, melanated people here, because if you know any Moors, the Moor signs, they actually have a treaty with the United States. They have a treaty with the United States from the 15, it's from 15 something. It's a real treaty. So, and the Moors treaty says that they were Moorish Americans. What's called a Mexa. They say it's called a Mexa. This is real shit. This is real. It's real documents. It's real law. It's real case law and all of that. So there was some black people here. There was some black people here. You got to remember, the Moors invaded Spain. The Moors invaded the island off of Africa, the Cape Verdes. The Moors went through Sicily. The Moors was moving around. They was moving around. They had money. They had the sciences. They had a lot. So the Moors was a lot of places. So there might have been some black people already here, beloved. We don't think we all came on slave ships, because the more people are putting up that argument, the more sense it's making, my nigga. They don't got no slave ships. Where's all the slave ships? Where's all this shit at? Where's it all at? You go to Charleston, South Carolina, they got a little bit of shit, but to bring millions and millions of people here on them little ass boats, you think all them boats would have made it? Just keep it real. Keep it real. You see them 60-foot waves and 20-foot waves, and then we know white people don't know shit about nature. So it ain't like they got no special way to know the currents and all of that. White people don't know shit about nature. So you think for 1 second that all the motherfucking ships brought millions and millions and millions. If we all came on slave ship, then how many niggas is in the bottom of the ocean then? Because mathematically, probably 3 and every 10 ships probably is supposed to sink, if not more than that. I don't believe this the story wholeheartedly. A lot of us probably was hit, man. Real shit. And just because we assume that we all mixed with the slave master, and that's why we're not, all of us is not as black as the African blacks, but we might already been here. You got to remember, the Moors was in Europe. The Moors was in Spain. The Moors was in the Cape Verdes. So they was already screwing Spanish women. They was already screwing Italians. So we didn't have to just get light mixing with directly with the colonizers. The Moors was all over the place. And that's why a lot of us is Muslim now, because they don't know it, but it's in their nature to be Muslim. Not saying that Africans are supposed to be Muslim, because Muslims came into Africa. They the Johnny come latelys of Africa. So we ain't even supposed to be Muslim. But I'm saying the fact that a lot of us here were Moors, that's probably why places like Philly and Jersey are so big Moor, big Muslim populations, is because it's in their DNA to be a Muslim or to be upon Islam. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not in my nature. I think I know that the tribe that I come from is older than Islam. I'm not supposed to be Islamic. It's good. I like the practices. It's a beautiful religion, but I just know it's not for me. It's not. It don't fit right in my spirit. I know that I'm older than Islam. Islam is new. I'm an old ass soul that's tired of being down here. So why would I learn something new? I can't. I wouldn't learn nothing new. That's new. Their language is new. The people, the color is new. The DNA is new. Everything is new about Islam, even its people. You go back 5,000 years ago, you won't find a Arab 5,000 years ago. 6,000 years ago, you won't find an Arab 6,000 years ago. They didn't even exist. So why would I be learning their language, a new language? That's a new language. Somebody grafted that community of people and gave them that language. That's why we got different languages, because different shit was down here. It's a filthy religion. No religion is filthy. No religion is filthy. If the person is pious, if the person is a novice, they make their religion beautiful. No religion is filthy. No religion is filthy. They're all good for their own purpose. Know your history of the first English Bible. What about the first English Bible? You said something else? Let me see if you were in here somewhere else. Started the English Bible. What do you mean? What are we talking about the Bible though? What do you mean about the Bible? Know my history about the Bible. What about the Bible? Are you talking to me? Anthony Reed. I know an Anthony Reed. That's you, Hedo? Is that you, Hedo? Yeah, some of us don't know we native. We can go do a crime right now and say it wasn't your fault. Jesus didn't come to start a religion. Jesus came to restore a relationship. Amen, amen. You forgot to put John in front of 3:16. For God loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. What does this is what I'm saying, y'all? Because my got my Bible right here. You see all that shit hanging off it? That mean I actually use it. But this is why I don't get into religious arguments with people, is because when somebody's really living in the light, when they're working in the walking in the light, whether they're Muslim, Christian, Jew, they're not even gonna they're not even gonna entertain a religious argument, is because spiritually they have power in what they're doing. So when a person who reads a lot, like I've read a whole lot. I don't know if you're new to this chat, but you can't come in here and tell me too much. I've read damn near everything. I spent 18 years in prison, 6 years, 8 years in solitary confinement. I still have 20 books and I'm free. And I came home with those. But I say all that to say I don't like to get into the religious debates and people try to teach you what they teach you, because when you really know something, when you really a student of life and you really read and you really study concordances and Black's Law dictionaries and words etymology and figure out where words came from and where none, when you really read and you really study, at the end of the day, everything that we have, someone told us. Every single thing. I don't give a fuck what Bible you're saying is the best Bible. I read them all. 90% of them. 90% of them. But that doesn't mean nothing because it's words on the paper. If you don't have discernment, if you don't have the most high, if you don't have the most high in your spirit, if you're not from a certain monad, if you're not from a certain soul group, if you don't have that soul DNA, you're not gonna understand, or understand nothing you're reading anyway. All you're gonna have is the paper knowledge. There's people who could regurgitate everything they read, right? There's a person who could. I forget 99% of the shit that I read. What sticks is what's important. But there's people who can regurgitate every single thing they've ever read, right? But they can't pray themselves out of a wet paper bag. They never manipulated time, space, and matter. They've never used their Jedi mind powers to move anything. They've never healed anyone. They've never awakened the dead. They've never changed their environment. They've never done anything significant, but they can tell you some shit. So we could go back and forth about the Bible, religions, and this and that. But I want to talk in power. Talking about religion is not power. It's not. I want to talk to those who move in the spirit. I want to talk to those who's moving cancer. I want to talk to those who knew something was going to happen and it happened. I want to talk to those who are moving in power, not reading in power. Because I done read, I'm not fascinated by the words, semantics no more. I'm not fascinated by what you know, because whatever you know, I'm sure I know it too, or know some of it. I done, I done been in prison with some of the most Do you know what it is like to be in a room and you're having a debate and everybody in that room been in prison over 20 years reading nothing but books? Just think about that. I don't give a fuck what scholars you think you know. I don't care how much you people out here, people in the free world cannot read more than guys who are thirsty for knowledge in prison. I'm telling you, there's niggas in prison who probably read everything that was ever written on whatever religion you want to name. So I'm not impressed by word semantics. I'm not impressed by your little slice of history that you may know, that I'm sure I know also. I'm impressed by those who say, yo, my grandmother was sick. I went up there and we prayed and we prayed and her cancer was healed. I wanted those who say, yo, I made holy water. My daughter came in and she was crying, and my little 8-year-old, and she just was so violent, and I went in the room and prayed and she stopped. That I want to hear that. That's what I want to talk. I want to talk about power, not words. Not words. Power. Let's talk about power. The Surah and the Quran, the book of Adam, is perfect and upright. The book of Abraham is the Holy Bible. Fasting and praying. Amen, amen, and amen. I was a CO in state prison. How did that go for you, Anthony Reed? How did that go for you? You want to hear something supernatural from the spirit world? I hear you. That's right. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to debate. I don't want to hear what people think they know, because everybody think they know shit. When a person who knows a lot knows he don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I could if this was on and we could talk, you'll see. If we could have open conversation, you could see from 30 different people could talk and I could talk about what they're talking about. I don't give a fuck what part of the planet they from, what's their belief system. We can go back and forth. But that don't mean shit, because I know and understand that what I know, I don't know. If that makes any sense. You get to the point where you like, yo, what I know, I don't know. What I know, I don't know. What I know, I don't know. To take a steadfast stance on anything on this motherfucker other than the fact that you alive and breathing is asinine. It's asinine. It's asinine. You alive and you breathing. And one day you surely this flesh shall die. As your soul is eternal, but surely this flesh will perish. That's the only thing you can know. All that other shit is and that there's a higher power, and sometimes you in favor with it, sometimes you ain't. Just do your due diligence to stay in good favors, to stay in the light, and keep that connection going in prayer, fasting, and meditations, and not praying. I mean, whatever works, whatever works. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever works. Because some people pay and ask and ask and ask and ask and ask, but because they believe, they will receive. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get these comments. Whatever works, that's right. Knowledge is an eternal journey. You'll never catching knowledge is catching it is like catching the wind. I say knowledge, not wisdom. Knowledge is the building blocks of wisdom. Wisdom is knowing you don't know. I see a lot of smart motherfuckers. They know everything. I like, yeah, oh yeah, he's smart. He knows everything. But wisdom know you don't know a motherfucking thing. That's what wisdom know. Wisdom know, yo, I don't know nothing. I know a little bit, but I don't know shit. Just never mind. Just thought I would enlighten you for education, but you're not open to it. Nah, I'm not, because if you've been on this live before, a part of my story, I tell people on here, when I was in prison for 18 years, I would always be in solitary confinement, and I would be in solitary confinement with 8 Bibles. So I would read the New American, the New Revised Version. If I was lucky, I probably had an Ethiopian Bible. I probably had a New American Catholic Bible. I probably had a Malta Bible. I probably had a Gideon's Bible. So see, you talking to somebody who knows different Bibles, because I was in prison. And after being in prison for so long and going to the box, because when you go to the box, you could get a Bible. You a CO, you know that. There's gonna be Bibles in the box. So when the CO bring me a Bible, I could look at the Bible and already know what kind of Bible it is. It's not just about the Bible, it's about a Bible. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you was gonna say about the Bible, I'm not being cocky. I probably already know it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being honest with you. So it's like I don't really care about, only thing I know is the King James version is the worst. That I do know. It's the worst Bible there is. The worst. And as far as strict Bibles, because I think Jehovah's Witness has the Mormons have a Bible that I don't even fucking understand. The Mormon Bible, it's not even the Bible, it's some other shit. Oh, plus in New York, they study today's mathematics. Yeah, I used to build with the guards too. I've been through all mystery schools. Well, not let me not say all. The street mystery schools and the regular schools of thought I've been through. I haven't been a Rosicrucian. I've never been a Mason. I've never been invited to the Order of the Golden Dawn, and I'm too black, and my record is too dirty to be in the Illuminati, and I'm not trying to sacrifice nobody or get fucked in my butt. My brothers in New York don't play when it comes to knowledge shit. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing too. Like just growing up in New York City, you're able to be around Muslims, Christians, Jews, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, black, white. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is a learning process. I learned a lot of the things that I learned about spirituality growing up in New York. I've talked. This is what I want to say to y'all. The the first complete Bible. What, the Ethiopian Bible? What do you mean the first complete Bible? What are you talking about? Or the Torah? What are you talking about? The Torah? Oh, the Coverdale Bible. I actually don't know about that. I'm not even gonna lie. I would be lying if I told you that I did. The Coverdale Bible. So you saying this Coverdale, if that's how you say it, Coverdale, yeah, Coverdale. So you saying that's older than the Vulgate or the Setachit Bible? It's older than the Vulgate. It's older than Setachit. It's older than the Ethiopian Bible. Is that what you're telling me? English translation, Bible completed, Coverdale. Oh, you know what? I never had one. I'm be honest with you. I never had one of those, but I've heard of it. But I've never had one. 1535. What's in 1535? What is that from? Martin Luther or something? 15 is we're gonna have Martin Luther. What's the other girl? The girl who was possessed by a demon. I thought she was a boy. Joan of Arc. What 1535? What we talking about in 1535? But you have been a snitch though. I swear all your gods and Bibles, you never told us why you did what you did in your last life. Or in my last live? What you mean what I did in my last live? What you mean what I did in my last live? Let me see. Uno 23? What you mean I never told you what I did in my last live? Jesus has locks and Paul had waves. Oh, the Coverdale. That's the year. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I might want to get one of those. Cause I seen that. Somebody somebody was inciting law. I think that's like a law Bible. Where's it from? Who is that? The Coverdale. Is that like Tinsdale and Wycliffe finally completed the English Bible? You said you told, but you never said why. Bro, I be on here every night. The Egyptians had slaves and had afros. We know what you did in your past lives. Yeah, Uno. I done told the story. I hate telling the story 1,000 times. I've been on YouTube for probably about a month now. And like for the whole first month, I told my story So now you're new here. So I was just getting out of the phase of having to tell my history, other than the fact that I've been in jail. But I did tell my story 1,000 times already. It's actually how I got to YouTube, actually. That's what got me on the other internet channels and got me kind of popping, so to speak, is because of what I did to get out of prison. But for those who don't know, because I don't want to go back into it, but you got me going back into it. But I had a bullshit drug case, but because I'm a category 6, the feds locked me up. I was facing 30 years and I gave up 17 homicides. You can go on my channel. Well, I'm about to redo the ones that I did already, but I don't know if you watch 050 the movement with China Brim. You could go on China Brim, Kai Reality. They're all on here. Like I went to Harlem Legend. I went on a little YouTube, I went on a few platforms and basically told the world that I cooperated on 17 homicides. So that's what I did. So I'm not just a rat, I'm a big rat. This picture's hilarious. Why is it hilarious? Jesus is not color God. Okay. All right. I mean, Coverdale worked off of Wyclef and Tisdale. Jesus is God. Why is Jesus black? Islam not religion, but black stone idols worship pagans. I hope that answers your question, Uno. Nah, the Ethiopian Bible, I do believe is true. Yeah, I had an Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible has 88 books. The Catholic Bible got 71 books. Some got 72 books. And the regular Bible only got 66 books. But then you got the Jewish Talmud. You got that. Then you got the lost books of the Bible. Then you got the Dead Sea Scrolls. Then you got the Apocrypha of John. Then you got the Nag Hammadi scriptures, which is the best to me. I love the Nag Hammadi scriptures. So you got a lot of shit outside of a Bible, and get your. I don't got one. I gotta get one, but you get yourself a good concordance. If you like the Bible and you like to study, get you a good concordance. They're priceless, man, because when you get a concordance and then you cross reference between different Bibles, shit start to open up for you. Shit start to open up for you. That's why I'm at where I'm at now with religion, because I understand that anything that a man writes is gonna be tainted. And I don't say that around my Christian brothers because they swear that the Bible's 100% God's word. And that's okay. As long as they believe it and they work the tenets, then they straight. But anytime a man writes something, it's gonna be corrupted. It's gonna be highly corrupted, plagiarized, corrupted, and embellished. The Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, and the Book of Thomas. Yeah, the Book of Enoch. I like the Book of Enoch. I like it a lot. The Book of Jubilees is the Book of Enoch, though. I don't think they're separate. The Book of Jubilees is always in the Book of Enoch. Then you got the story of Adam and Eve. Oh, a concordance. Yeah, you need a concordance. I don't believe in religion. That's why I like the cipher. Okay, okay. It's okay to believe, it's okay not to believe, but you better believe something though. You better believe something. If you don't believe in religion, then just believe in your connection to the all in all. Believe that your soul is infinite. Believe that you can manipulate time, space, and matter. Believe that you can call higher level beings to come, assist you. Believe that you could change your vibrations, you can vibrate higher. Believe that kind of shit. Believe that some people got spirits attached to them. Believe that spirits are floating around all around you. Believe that. Be spiritual, be aware, be woken. It's okay not to believe in religion. That's actually okay. But definitely believe in spirituality and believe in energy and believe that you have an infinite soul. Believe all that. If you believe all that, you straight. If you don't believe none of that, then I feel sorry for you, brother. I actually don't feel sorry for you because your purpose might be here not to believe nothing. Some people are here to believe nothing. They call them NPCs. That's some new shit I just read. Like I'm just learning about now is NPCs. I guess people who are not living, they're just like uh what do you call that? Extras in the movie, right? Some people are just extras in life movie. I'm really beginning to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get offended when somebody don't believe shit. Oh, spiritual, I like your native blood. Everything down here is genetic. We have soul DNA, we have soul groups. We are what we're supposed to be. If you see somebody and they a devout Christian, they were supposed to be a Christian. A devout Muslim is supposed to be the Muslim. It's the ones that teeter-totter with the religion that probably shouldn't have been what they is. They just that because their family is that, or they think they should be that, or something is wrong with them eternally. So they need to latch on to something, and they latch on to something, but they don't really believe. And those be the people who be miserable. They be in church. Going to church is like going to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I have a very old soul, not just because I'm a Pisces, but I have an old soul, man. I know I have a very old soul. I used to like sports, then I just stopped liking sport. I just not dislike I disliked it, but it didn't mean nothing no more. I used to like Marvel comics. I still like them, but I don't like them like I used to. I used to draw. Man, I fought out of love with shit so fast. It just be feeling like I did it 1,000 times already, if that makes sense. And be feeling like I did it already. Do you get what I'm saying? I be introduced to new shit and I get tired of it fast. I know I'm not saying I want to, unalive or nothing like that, but you just get tired of shit. It's just like, I'm old school CO when they had convicts and inmates. That's right. You probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know the inmates. They got everybody's an inmate now. I think convicts died off. Ain't no more convicts no more. Ain't no more just like COs, the old we call COs old timers, the ones that been there a long time. They know how everything works. They can feel if something is wrong and something is right, and they let you do what you do. They do what they do. That's it's over with. Now you got young and young. You got young officers and young kids, and they all in everybody business, and they're just gonna keep clashing because they ain't supposed to be there, and they ain't supposed to be there. I'm a Capricorn. Birthday on Muhammad Ali birthday. Okay, I love Capricorns, man. Capricorns is good. All signs is good people. All signs got they things about them. But Capricorns are good with money. Y'all good with money. Y'all responsible for the most part and reliable and steadfast. Only thing I don't like Capricorns sometimes the ones closer to Sagittarius, they got Sagittarius miles. Like they say, the first thing come to their mind. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. It has died off. You're right. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's over. Just like the streets and everything else. Just like convicts and old timers, meaning the older COs, is just a generational difference. I don't think they make those no more, if you know what I mean. It's like metal cars, right? They don't make them no more. Cars ain't like they used to be. All these cars are plastic. Well, they're not making they're not making humans like they used to make them no more. And that's one thing that gets you from not being racist for real. Cause like, the job that I had a few months ago, I was, in communication with a lot of white people, and I begin to realize I have more in common with 40-year-old white people than I do with 20-year-old black people. We from the same time. We from the same time. We got the same courtesies. We got the same rules and regulations. We got the same everything. That is just a global overstanding of things. Now, man, these kids don't know shit. They don't know shit. They don't want shit. They just existing. And glory be to God that we're in a country where these kids could just play video games all day. Because what would they do if we had to chop? What would we do? if we had to chop down trees and shit like that. But us, that's a certain age, we'll adjust. We'll adjust right to it. We got to chop down trees and hunt. And if everything, we'd be right on it. These children, not so much. I don't know what they would do. I don't know what they would do. Jesus was light skinned. Oh, let me see. Oh, that's the last comment. Oh yeah, you definitely gonna learn more than the convicts than the guards because you got a plethora of information, a storehouse of information. All they do, some of them, not today. That's why I said it's a difference. Cause today, like when I was in there, I used to come in there and be like, "Hey, anybody got any good books?" Like if I just got to a unit and I didn't get my property, or I came from another jail or whatever, and man, don't nobody got no good books. Hey, all these kids got hood novels. They got all the stupid nigga stories. I don't be want to read that shit. I won't. I refuse to read it. I haven't read a nigga novel in 20 years, man. I refuse to read it. Not like because I think I'm too smart or too good. It's just like it ain't even like fast food. At least I enjoy fast food, right? Them hood novels is just I don't want to read about the shit that I was doing. I don't want to read about that. And then the fact that it's this whole story is fake, it's embellished, and it's gonna be some unreachable shit. And these kids read these stories and they think that they can live these stories, or they think that some of this shit is humanly possible. And they either gonna be up either in the feds or dead trying to do and enact some shit they read in one of those stupid ass hood novel nigga books. I don't read that shit. I haven't read one in over 20 years. But that's all they got in prison now. These kids don't order books. They don't order nothing. And if they do, and I'm serious, they only order something for dummies, whether it's stocks for dummies or it's creative writing for dummies or Jesus for dummies, investing for dummies. They refuse to get real books. That's changed. These kids don't want to fucking read. Don't take the honey bun on a pillow hat. Man, I don't care. Some places is different things. I don't care if it's a honey bun, candy bar, magazine. Don't put nothing on my bed. How about that? Don't put nothing on my bed. I'm super old school. Don't put nothing on my bed at all. Don't even touch my bed. The Mayans was hip to the earth and reset in 2012 with Sharp. That's what's telling me. Yeah, in 2012 I was 30. I was 33 in 2012. That's when I had my spiritual awakening. I was 33 in 2012. That's when I had my spiritual awakening. They taught me 3 in every zodiac sign, then 10, 10, 10, meaning Deca days shorter, Deca. The Deca, oh yeah, Decas is that's a year, right? I think that's a year. Yeah, the Mayans was on the well, see, people believe that when Atlantis collapsed, that Thoth supposed to have went how'd it go? I don't want to embellish, but I know that the Mayans and the Incas they was in tune. But you got to remember too, though, they were sacrificing people down there. As highly technological as they was, man, they was giving Quetzalcoatl, man, they was killing thousands of people for Quetzalcoatl, man. They was I don't know, I don't get that. But who knows? Maybe the Egyptians was doing human sacrifices too. You can't believe nothing these people tell us about nothing, man. I don't believe shit they say, man. I don't believe nothing they say. And whoever stands on the fact that they read in a book or some shit they seen on the History Channel is out they rabbit ass mind. Oh, in Colombia for 8 years. I'm thinking about leaving the country when I get my money too. Kukluk Khan is cool. That's the plume serpent, ain't it? Kukluk Khan. That's the plume serpent, or is that Quetzalcoatl? Oh, Mel Gibson put it in Apocalypto. Yeah. But you got to remember too. You know what? The Egyptians and the Mayans have two. They have more than two things in common. except the human sacrifice. But I think the Egyptians was doing human sacrifice. I don't know why they don't tell us that, but I think they was though. They had they both had a blue god, a blue man god, and they both built pyramids. Yeah, go travel. Yeah, I got to, man. I got to. I get off of federal probation any day now, man. When I get off, I'm off to the races. I'm off to the races. I'm thinking about leaving though. I be watching people. I be on TikTok, and I got people in American people in Thailand and Vietnam and Brazil and everywhere you can name. So I'm just trying to. I want to go somewhere where the rent, where I create, like even if I'm on YouTube, where I create enough money so I could go live in one of them other countries, and I want to have a house for 500 American, 900 American, 700 American with no other bills. I'll buy me a motor scooter and it's mine. I don't gotta pay insurance. I don't gotta pay. If I could live like that and make American money, I will never come back. And I could have a woman and you know what I'm about to say. I pay her bills for the month, and her bills might be $100. I give her $100, all her bills is paid, and she clean, sucky, sucky. Don't ask me no questions. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Hell yeah, you learn more traveling than in a book. Of course. That's the last part I'm missing. That's the last part I'm missing. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. Because forget what you read, right? Because you I might have read about the Incas and Mayans, I might have read about it Egyptians, but it's nothing like going there. They gonna tell you some shit. You need to go. You know what I'm saying? You need to go. I done seen a rainforest 1,000 times. I need to go and see the Amazon for myself. I would love to go see it for myself. But if I could go anywhere right now, right? If they say I could go anywhere in the world, and people, I say this all the time, it might not be the best resort wise, but I want to go to Egypt. Egypt is my number one spot. But because I ain't got Egypt money, I probably go to Dominican Republic first. I probably go to Dominican Republic first. I'm not gonna lie. But if I had the money, I gotta see the pyramids. I want to see the Luxor Temple. I want to go to Memphis. I don't want to just go to Giza. I want to go all over. I want to go to several different spots. But that's number one. That's number one. And then I would like to see the what's the name too? All right, beloved. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Like my channel, y'all. China has the biggest pyramids. I seen it. I seen it on TV. Thailand and Vietnam. Yeah, it's a lot of people living over there, man. That shit cheap, man. Cape Verde or Sonoma. Cape Verde, I know a lot of Cape Verdeans in Massachusetts and Providence and stuff like that. Yeah, I wanna go. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Especially if I get YouTube going and I'm making me a little $1,000 a month or better on YouTube, or create a couple businesses over here before I leave, which is what I plan to do. I'm out. I'm out. Let my money work. Let my money actually work for me. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't want to be here when judgment comes, cause I don't think America got much longer, y'all. I'm being honest, man. I don't think America got much longer. China Mac lives in Vietnam. Who's China Mac? China Mac. Why that sound familiar? Yeah. I don't think America got much longer, man. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, and I think we gonna see it in our lifetime. She says she ain't never going back to New York. New York is terrible. I'm from there and I'll never go back. Yeah, I'm from New York. I would never go back. I mean, to visit, I love to visit. I love the restaurants. I love the city. I love to go in the city, but live, I would never live there again. Because if the lights don't come on tomorrow, the last place you want to be is in New York City. The last place you want to be. The last place. An ATL? What you mean ATL? Yeah, this is the new Babylon. Yeah, this is the new Rome, this is the new Greece, this is the new everything. And you gotta remember some of them civilizations had 1,000-year runs, 500-year runs. You know what I'm saying? We had our 500th year, like a little over the 500th year. It's gonna be time for it to shift. It's time for it to shift. You gotta remember too, the super rich are not here. The super rich is not in this country. This is what I know, and I didn't know this till the bid I just did, right? The bid I just did, I was around a lot of millionaires. And I ain't talking about El Chapo millionaires. I'm talking about real millionaires. And because I'm from New York City, and this was in New York City, we was locked up in Geo in Queens. It was the whole jail was for people who was cooperating with the government or high value people. Where Puffy's at, where R. Kelly's at, that's the type of unit that I was in. Takashi 6ix9ine, if y'all know who he is, he was where I was at. Now, in a unit is 60 people. In a unit of 60 people, you're gonna probably end up having like 5 to 10 multi-hundred million, 300, 400, 500 millionaires, right? You'd be surprised. I was surprised. How many millionaires and billionaires don't think America's is the best place to be? It blew my fucking mind. We think, we're taught, we're trained, right? That America's the best place to be. You'll be surprised how many 100 millionaires, I'm talking about people with real money, that says America ain't worth shit. And I've heard that over and over and over and over again. State pen sucks far as pay? Yeah. I thought all CEOs get good money. Y'all get good pension though. You'd be surprised. I've met millionaires. I'd be like, yeah, I'm from New York. And be like, New York sucks. And I'd be like, have you been? Yeah, I've been. New York is like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What you mean? LA? What do you mean? LA's better? Miami? They're like, no, New York is probably like for tourists. It was great for an American experience, New York and California. But when they start talking about Dubai, they start talking about Japan, they start talking about Beijing and all these different places, and you be like, motherfucker said, one dude said in Beijing, they got shit on the toilet that spray your ass. They got shit in toilets that spray your ass. They got shit in toilets that wipe your ass. I can't believe it. They got commuter trains that come through your house. They got commuter trains on top of buildings. My the realtor that we do cleanouts for, she's from Asia. She says in their airports, they got the technology to where you can walk in, grab shit, and it's charging you as you grab shit and you walk right out. You don't even have to stop at the register. How? I don't know. She said we're like light years behind China and Europe when it comes to technology. Now, I don't really care for all the technology, me personally. I don't. Give me a big ass house, sit me in some bushes with some banana bush, all kind of foreign shit, and just let me have some barefooted ass women who just sucky sucky, lovey lovey, and they don't ask no questions. And just let me live. I don't want to have to worry about a light bill, phone bill, even though you gotta pay bills in other places, but y'all know what I'm saying. I'm talking about all my bills could be taken care of for about $1,000. Everything, my lights, my vehicle, everything. That's how I want to live. $3,000-4,000 in bills, 2,000 and some change in bills is asinine. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. Oh, the chip. We might end up having to get that chip, man. We're gonna have to get it. Oh, that's what you saying. That's what they got in China when they walk in the store and walk out. She didn't mention it, but I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. And we all say we're not gonna get the chip, but I probably wouldn't get the chip. I didn't even get the vaccine. I didn't get COVID, nor did I get the vaccine. I prayed and meditated the whole quarantine, the whole COVID. I was praying and meditating, and guess what? I literally a minimum of 8 cups of water a day. Even if I forgot, I would drink 8 cups before I went to bed and wake up 3 hours later to piss. But yeah, I wouldn't take the chip, man. But I said that about these earbuds, the Bluetooth earbuds. When I was locked up, I was like, I'm never gonna get no Bluetooth. I'm gonna get the wires. I don't want Bluetooth going through my brain, messing up my equilibrium. And I did have the wires for a minute. My daughter gave me some headphones, and it been off. And then my best friend brought me some Beats for Christmas, them $300 earbud Beats. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even want to go back to the wire. I know I should be on the wire, but I don't even want to go back to it. I'm keeping it real. Who told you to drink water? During COVID, I was drinking a lot of water. I was flushing my system. Is there a difference between praying and meditating? The biggest difference is praying is you're asking for something to do something for you. Meditating is different forms of meditations. There's I used to think it was one form of meditation. There's a lot of different forms of meditation. But the similarities is the repetitive, whether it's you repetitively praying or you're repetitively meditating, it's like a workout. The more you do it, the more you understand what I'm saying, the more flow you're gonna have, the more powerful you're going to be doing either praying or meditation. But it's the same concept because belief is at the core of both of them. Imagination is at the core of praying and meditation. Belief is at the core of praying and meditation. It's the same concept, but I think praying more or less people are asking. I do both. I ask and then I command too. I ask and command. But prayer could be meditation too, because you could pray so long, it turns into a meditation. My background is a lie. Jesus was an Arab. You the 1,000th person that said that. The Egyptians were Arabs too, man. Is it true FBP have good food? Oh, Federal Bureau of Prisons, not no more. They used to, not no more. Well, I was in Woodsack. If you know what Woodsack is, I was in witness protection. They don't witness protection only got 6 beds. Woodsack had good food. I ain't they feed you in Woodsack how they used to feed you when I was in the feds back in 2000, 2002. Yeah, the food sucks. But in Woodsack, the federal witness protection program, the motherfuckers got TVs and they feed you in that. They feed you in there. That shit ain't even like jail for real. Only difference, you gotta lock in the cell. That's it. You lock in the cell. Other than that, I was in the same unit where they had Sammy the Bull, Alpo. I was in a real high end unit. I mean, oh, you should have went there to work. You ain't gotta do no work because ain't no fighting, ain't nothing going on. Actually, because it was the witness protection program, the part I was in, they would only send the COs because it's in Allenwood. So Allenwood got a penitentiary, Allenwood got a medium, and Allenwood got a camp. We're tucked in Allenwood. We're tucked off to the side, right? The other inmates, when I went to the box in the regular jail, they don't even know that prison is down there. They don't even know that prison is down there. But anyway, they only sent old school COs down there. They never sent like young people. They sent all the old school guys that were retiring because they come down there and kick their feet up. I was in there for like 10 months. I think it was one fight. It's a pool table there. So you know it's a pool table with pool balls. So if they got pool tables, then you know ain't nobody doing nothing to nobody. This is great. More frequency. Oh, you was in the office, but everybody caught COVID but you? Hold on, let me see. America is going to have a same social security credit score system like China. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I don't trust everything on the paper though. Oh, you ain't fight? Nah, I didn't fight. I didn't fight. Christ loves you too, beloved. Thank you. Thank you for that. Nah, I didn't fight. That's the only jail I went to that I didn't have a fight. You checked your blood type right after that? You know what? It's a shame I don't even know my blood type. I don't even know my blood type because I honestly believe that I couldn't catch COVID. If that's what you're alluding to, I don't think I could. I think I was immune. I was saying that the whole time. I think I couldn't catch it. Oh, that fight it off. LL Cool J. Yeah, yeah, I think I was immune. I don't think I could caught it. I was in a cell and my cellie caught COVID and I just knew I was gonna get COVID and I didn't get it. Oh, it's only two people. Good looking, John. It's only two people in here, man. It's two people who come mention mention this. Either they thank me, or they tell me that Jesus was an Arab, and I be telling them, well, Jesus was an Arab, and so was the Egyptians. Everybody's an Arab. They anything but a nigga. And I was telling them John 1:14, and somebody actually put that up here like a few hours ago. But it's not about race, because I tell people all the time, you got white people that got more love and light and vibrate higher than black people, and you got it's vice versa, man. I'm on some human shit. You know what I mean? I'm on some human shit. Like people that racism shit. Like I don't know. I'm not. I used to be real racist, but I'm not. Once you get a certain age and you get a certain amount of love in you, you stop. It takes up too much energy to be upset with somebody. Never mind a whole race of people. That takes a lot of energy. But even regular human beings, like I don't know. I used to be real violent. I used to be angry. I used to be, and I'm not saying I'm Jesus Christ. Like I'm all super love and light. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like these days, I can't even hold grudges. I can't even stay mad at people. So imagine me disliking a whole race of people. Imagine me disliking a whole race of people. I don't even get mad when people be racist anymore. I used to get mad at racists before, but after a while, it's just like somebody has to be racist. Somebody has to be everything. Everything we have in its existence, somebody has to be it. We need it. I mean, I don't know. We don't. There's certain motherfuckers. I got a list of people I could say we don't need down here, right? But who am I? Who am I to say that? Did I write an autobiography yet? I did a long time ago. A long time ago. I wrote it back in '05 when I was 26. Now I'm 46, 47. Imagine the 26-year-old me thinking I could write an autobiography about myself. I would have laughed. I could laugh now. But that me writing that 26 that no, I wasn't even 26 actually. I got out at 26. So I probably was like 23, 24 when I wrote that. But I had no idea. I thought I was finished, not finished like in life, but I thought that shit was complete and boy oh boy, 20 something years later, man, I didn't even do half the shit from 22 and down from 30 to 47. I haven't done half the shit that I did now. And I probably did more street shit at that point. I think my street shit kind of like plateaued around that time, but life shit, spirituality shit, people shit, I had no idea what life was really about. And I'm still not done yet. I'm still not done. Once they let me on probation, I'm gonna run around this planet. And I love my girl. I love the girl that I'm with. You know what I mean? We not on good terms right now, but one thing for sure, two things for certain. I love everybody, every girlfriend I ever had, every girl I ever dealt with. I love them all. It doesn't mean you have to be with somebody just because you love them. Sometimes life beats love. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Get to writing, my brother. You're gonna be happy you did. Trust. Man, I have to, man. Two of my childhood friends are authors. I wrote 2.5 books, man. When I was locked up, I wrote 2 fictional books, and I wrote one on my life. Man, I had dudes. It was handwritten on pages, man. I had these 2 dudes. One was from DC, one was from Queens, and they was fighting over this book, man. I haven't wrote in years though, but I have a vivid imagination, like, because I pay attention to detail. So somebody who pays attention to detail, they writes the best books, like a Tom Clancy or Stephen King. I would be like one of those, but it was like a hood novel because my life was ghetto. You know what I mean? But I would have to be in a I would have to be in a real peaceful state in place to do that. It'd either be 2 ways. Either I would have to be in a real peaceful state to do it, or just have a biographer right there and just push it out and let them do all of the editing and typing it, and I just speak it out. That's more of a memoir. They call that a memoir. I probably would end up doing a memoir. The only way I would have the creative juices and time to sit and write a real actual book is I would have to be in Vietnam or Tibet somewhere. You know what I'm saying? With all my bills paid and dragonflies and scorpions on the ground, I would have to already be set in life to have. Thank you for the likes, whoever liking my live like that. I appreciate you. Somebody been liking my live for a few hours now. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hold on, let me read some of this. Let me read some of the comments because I've been going off. Oh, these is all old comments. I would love to hear your entire backstory. Have you wrote a book? If not, I can imagine you playing on MGR. What's MGR? You could imagine me playing on MGR. Why do you think that? Why do I think what? My bad. I didn't get to see it. NPC. They don't have that problem in Colombia. Love the paint in the first cookout. Oh, good night, Anthony Reed. I ain't see you pulled off yet. Good eye for detail. But yeah, I can't wait to travel. I cannot wait, man. See this world. I've been trapped in my little confines for a while now. Jesus Christ was African. That's where it began. Now, we all say life began in Africa, but I don't know. I'm beginning to question that too. Because there was a reset. Where was we when when the sun rise in the east and set in the west, and then it set in the west and then it rise in the east? You know, Mother Gia did a whole 360. Where was we then? We used to be prideful and say all life began in Africa, but what about Pangaea? What about that? What about Lemuria? What about you know Atlantis? Was the people in Atlantis first or was Africa first? I'm asking. Hold on, Anthony. Jerusalem was divided among the rest of Israel, and so the tribe of Judah was divided amongst the rest of the tribes. I need a great recent. I Oh, hold on. I need a great recent humans is not paying attention to what we had. The ones was in 2012. Oh, great reset. All right. Peace. Good night. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the protection, prayers, and prosperity. I appreciate you for the triple P. Why you think they kept bitching and crying wolf time at the world was going to end? Rihanna futuristic reset right now. typos. Oh, yeah, yeah, there was plenty of resets, man. I believe that. So we don't know if all life started in Africa. We don't know that. We not 1,000% sure. We could have migrated from there from Atlantis. That's what they said. They said it was like an underground tunnel, and Thoth came out in Atlantis, and I mean came from Atlantis and set up in Egypt and Kemet, and then we took a ship to Mesoamerica, and and there was some Mayans there. I guess they came out of. I guess they had like an underground temple or some shit. I done read so much shit, man. I don't like I said. I don't know what to believe no more. And then some people would piss me off with some people. It don't piss me off because that would mean that I'm upset about it. But I I tend to laugh when people read some shit and then they just say that that's the truth. This is emphatically what it is. Whatever it is, whether it's life started in Africa, whether we slaves, whether we weren't slaves, whether, white people came on a mothership from Alpha Draconis, whatever the fuck. But when people take a solid stance, like this is what it is, man, you know nothing. Even our solar system reset, everything has a beginning and an end. If you read Madame Blavatsky books, the Secret of Isis, she says that like the Big Bang, she said this is an out breath. Everything has a pulse. Everything has a pulse, and that pulse that they call the Big Bang, like it's we they say the universe is still expanding because of the Big Bang. Well, the Vedas believe that's the out breath. So everything is going out, and then everything has to come in. So everything has a beginning and an end. You know what I'm saying? So when people try to hold on to Africa, like, oh, we Africans, we first, everything originated in Africa. How? What if my soul is 100,000 years old? What if your soul might have came from Mars, Venus, Mercury? You know what I'm saying? That's just a physical overstanding of things. People read things and then think they have a whole overstanding of things and take a strong point on this or that or this or that. I'm fluid with it, man. I'm fluid with it. I'm not gonna take a big old stand on none of the shit people take big stands on. We might be aliens. Some of us are aliens. You think everybody I think this whole races are not from here. I believe that Chinese people are from Mars. I believe that. I've heard that and I actually believe it. I believe Chinese people are from Mars and Caucasians come from Andromeda. I'm leaning towards it. I can't say I believe it wholeheartedly. I'm leaning towards it. if, if that makes any sense. I'm an alien. Shit, I believe you. What in the Men in Black are you talking about? They say Saturn was responsible for what? Saturn was responsible for what? Sending what Saturn was responsible for? What gives you the idea that Chinese people are from Mars? There's a series on YouTube called the Spirit Science. I love Spirit Science. I watched it when it first came out back in 2012. If you watch the first Spirit Science, it basically it says that, but that's not where I didn't just read that there either. I read it in the one of the Ascension Manual books. And you saying why? It's because they say that Mars, because Mars is the god of war, right? Mars is named after the Greek god of war, is Mars, the red planet. And because they have that red ball on their flag, they say that, and they're a warmongering nation. They are. They're just dormant right now. Chinese are the Asian, the descendants of Genghis. They're a warmongering, conquering people, and they're kind of like they don't have earth souls. They don't. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not being racist or funny, but Chinese people are kind of like robotic, if that makes any sense to you. They're like robotic. They're like, do you get what I'm saying? You know how white people and black people, you know how white people and black people are different? Like, just for example, you see a white church and you see a black church. Two totally different churches. Same theology, but two totally different churches, right? All right. Now take a Chinese. What would a Chinese church look like? It would definitely be quiet, right? There ain't gonna be no hooting and hollering, ain't gonna be no jumping all over the place. They're gonna be, I couldn't imagine them because they're not Christians, but whatever their Taoists, most of them are Taoists, a lot of them are Buddhists. You know what I'm saying? They're not Muslim. I mean, they got a little bit of Muslims, but they're just different. They don't move like from this planet. However, though, when it comes to gymnastics and stuff like that, they're not like white people. They're closer to black people as far as their rhythm, right? Like Asians have rhythm too. They have a lot of rhythm actually. They're good in Olympics and a lot of not physical but finesse, if that makes any sense. Like an Asian wouldn't be a good boxer because they're not boxers, but the martial arts they're good because they're more with the chi energy when it comes to their technique of fighting. Where blacks and whites are more brute force, the Asians are more, feng shui with it. They're more, but for them to be as spiritual as they are, they're a little cold. So I don't believe they're from here. The Mars theory makes sense to me. I don't believe they're original Earth souls. Like white people are not original Earth souls. They're not, because original Earth souls are in tune with the Earth. The Chinese ain't really that much in tune with the Earth, but they're spiritual, if that makes sense. So for them to be as spiritual as they are, they should be more in tune with the Earth. I don't think they're natural to this Earth. They're physical bodies, if that makes any sense. Yeah, rip Bruce Lee, man. Bruce Lee was one of my idols. Oh no, they new here, white people. My boy bringing out the big words. I ain't even I don't even think I used a big word yet. What are the two oldest Bibles in the world? I would say the Ethiopian Bible, one, and probably the Vulgate, the Vulgate in the Ethiopian Bible, I believe is the two oldest Bibles. Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, one out of yeah, he an Asian, but he ain't Chinese though. Cause Manny Pacquiao is a nigga Asian. Cause like the Vietnamese, the Filipinos, they're mixed. They're mixed. They're mixed. When I think Chinese is to Asians what um Russians is to white people. Russians is white white. Russians is like the coldest white. They like straight white. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Italians got some nigga in them, Greeks got some nigga in them. You know what I'm saying? The Spanish got some nigga in them, but like Russians, I don't think Russians got no percentage of nigga blood in them whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And I think Chinese is that for the Asians. They're like straight what they are. You know what I'm saying? All the other shits is like Genghis. They got Genghis in them. They got a little mongoloid. I think that's what they call it. They got some Genghis Khan in them. Yeah, Russians is like Chinese. He's Filipino. Yeah, I knew he was Korean, Filipino, or something. We could put all the Asians in one little thing, but if like I don't want to sound racist, but if it's a pure Asian, then it's the Chinese. And but think I don't know. Yo, listen, this is what I'm saying to y'all. Y'all can't possibly buy this whole Adam and Eve. one man, one woman shit. Y'all can't possibly buy that. Because you got Chinese and then you got Japanese. Same motherfuckers, but their dialect is different. Same writing, but it's a little different. And there's no real history of them coming from each other. But they really like the same shit in two different places with two different languages and writing systems. And then you got all the other Asians. It's like I said, it's like black people in the Indians from India, right? The Indians from India, like some of them are my color, they even get darker. But they're more like, but they got hair like white people. But a black and a white person has never made a child, not even gonna say never, for the most part, a black and a white person make a child, you know what you're gonna get. That child gonna look like a Puerto Rican or it could look like an Arab most of the times. But it won't come out looking like a East Indian Asian from India. And it won't come out looking like the Aborigines um you know, y'all know what I'm saying, from down under Australia. You know what I'm saying? The Aborigines from Australia, but they're black, but they're not regular black because they have like white people here, and then they have a different kind of tint to them. You understand what I'm saying? There's been some tinkering going down here. If y'all think for 1 second that we all came from one Adam and one Eve, y'all out y'all motherfucking mind. Never uneducated another uneducated black man, and it goes on and on. I'm self-educated. I left school and I graduated. The 6th grade was the last grade I ever graduated, man. I'm self-educated, man. I know about the second wife, rebellious Lilith. I don't know if Lilith was a second wife. I think that's this. I think Lilith and Adam were one. You got to remember, there's two creation stories in the Bible. If you really read it real good, I don't like to get into religious debates, but it's two. They made Adam and Eve, and then they made Adam and Eve. It's two stories in there. One, he made them. He said, "Let us make man in our image," and he made them, woman and man. I think that was Lilith and Adam. And then when he put Adam to sleep and then took his rib, that's Adam and Eve. But the first creation, the one that he created on the, remember, he didn't rest. They didn't rest when they made the first Adam and Eve. There's two stories in there, y'all. If y'all read it, I haven't done it yet, but I really would like to beef with a religious scholar. I would like to sit around some religious scholars because I could consider myself a biblical, not religious, excuse me, a biblical scholar. I really could sit with a biblical scholar because I sat in solitary confinement with 8 Bibles for almost 8 years. And when you read it so much, it's so. So I said all that to say, when the first creation, when he said, "Let us make man in our image," and it said, "And he created them, woman and man," and they were just there, right? The other one is Adam said, "I don't have a woman." After he said he made a woman and man, right? In his image, right? Then down the road, Adam says, "Yo, I'm tired of being by myself. Give me a woman." People gonna tell you that that's a different story. That is telling you the same story over again. No, that's a different creation. And then when he made Adam and he put Adam to sleep and took out of his rib, and then came the woman, and then he rested. The other story, and then he made all the animals. The other story, he made the animals before he made, no, the first story, he made them and then he made the animals. The second story, he made the animals before he made them. Just read the book. Read it. Really, really read it. Don't let somebody tell you the Adam and Eve story. Because what happens is, if somebody tells you the blue ball is in a bush, you go and you already got the blue ball in your head. But if they tell you it's a red ball, you won't even see the blue ball. And that's what happens with the Bible. They tell people Adam and Eve, so people read it and they don't really read what they reading, but it tells you that. Because one story, one creation story, God didn't rest, he made man and woman, and that was it. Then another story, he had the rest and he made a man, he made a woman, then he made the animals and then had them name the animals. It's two different stories if you really read it. But the first story is Lilith. I believe he made them, man and woman. I think those were either androgynous being, which was Lilith. Lilith might have been man and woman, if that makes any sense. because it said he created them, man, both man and woman. I think Lilith is androgynous. People like to say, and she might have came and then fornicated with Adam and made Cain, because if that's where you're getting at, I've read stories where they say that's Cain was the byproduct of Adam and Lilith, and then Abel was the byproduct of Adam and Eve. And then there's a story of the Adamic race where they say Adam and Eve was a whole race of people. Who the hell knows, man? Supposedly rested on the seventh day. Right, right. Yeah, but in the other story, there isn't. It's two stories. If I sit here and read it, I would like to open up the thing one day. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to do nothing nobody don't want to do, and then I go read the Bible and everybody peel out on me and shit. But it's actually two stories if you really, really read it and look for the differences. You know what I'm saying? It's two totally different stories. It's not even the same. Peace, 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 peace. What's up, beloved? We Asians believe the story differently. Jesus had Asian skin. Read the Bible. Is the Garden of Eden in Africa or Egypt? Some people believe it because of the Tigris River. They believe that it's uh I used to know that too, but I I I honestly believe that the Garden of Eden was on another dimension. I don't believe there was a physical, like there's a physical place on earth where there was a Garden of Eden. And I don't believe the story like people believe the story. Garden of Eden was either in another dimension or it was on a spaceship. That's what I believe. Because you can't stop somebody from coming back somewhere. You can't stop them from coming back. The fact that they couldn't come back lets you know that it wasn't a regular place. You understand what I'm saying? It was in Africa, a flame and sword and angels. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa. Egypt is in Africa, dude. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa, but the people who there wasn't African. Egypt is in Africa, but the people who lived there wasn't African, according to a lot of people. But yeah, I don't believe, because if you read the book of Enoch, right? This is what I tell people. This is an analogy that I use all the time. And this is why you can't just be steadfast on shit. You gotta really study shit, right? In the book of Enoch, when right before the flood, when um Enoch was still here, his father Jared was still here, and because Enoch is the father of Jared is the father of Enoch, Enoch is the father of Methuselah, and Methuselah is the father of Lamech, and Lamech is the father of Noah. So when before Enoch was taken, they was on a mountain, and they called it the mountain of Enoch's mountain, right? And the children of Cain weren't on the mountain; they was in the plains. But this is how you know that it wasn't a physical mountain. I read it 1,000 times, and then I ended up getting a Ethiopian Bible concordance. And then in the concordance, it made it all make sense to me, because in the story it says while Enoch was on the mountain with all of his children, Noah wasn't even born yet, and before the flood, because they was up on the mountain because he knew that it was gonna get flooded. But this is before Noah was even born, and you know they all lived to like 900 back then. So they might have been waiting for the flood for about 1,500 years for all we know, right? So while they all up on the mountain, they begin to lose children. Oh, they were the children of Shem, because Cain slew Abel, so Abel didn't have no kids, and then Shem was the supplement. That's not the word that I wanted to use. It's a word, but my tongue can't grab it right now. So they begin to lose people because people was up on this mountain, on a mountain of Noah. It's not the mountain. I'm not saying the right name of the mountain. It wasn't the mountain of Enoch either. I can't remember the mountain. I don't know how I'm having a brain fart right now. But they was all up on the mountain, and they begin to lose people before the flood because the children of Cain had learned, the fallen angels had came and they showed them how to tame horses. So they was down there having horse races. They showed them how to make instruments. They was down there playing music. They showed them how to use makeup. They showed them how to make wine. And they said they had gambling houses. That's what it said. It said they had gambling houses. Now, the gambling house, the horse race, the gambling, the horse races, the music, the jewelry, the adornments, they called it. The adornments, meaning jewelry, perfume, dyes, all these things. What y'all don't know is the reason why a lot of those things is forbade in Islam and a lot of Jewish traditions was because in the book of Enoch, it said they were given these things by the fallen angels. That they wasn't supposed to wear earrings, they wasn't supposed to wear makeup, jewelry, gamble, horse race, all of these things they were given by the fallen angels. So the children of Cain was down there having a good old time. They having orgies, they drinking, they gambling. It's like right now, right? They having the grandest time. And Enoch's children, the children of Shem, the Shemites, they stuck on a mountain with nothing. It's like in the movie The Matrix, right? Remember how some kept eating the oatmeal? He was like, man, I want to go back to eating steak. And he was like, even though this steak ain't good, they ain't real. I know this steak ain't real, but I want to go back to eating steak. So they got bored being on top of the mountain. But Enoch kept warning them, like, if you, for sure, if you go down the mountain, you will not be able to return. And one by one, they kept descending down the mountain and they couldn't come back up the mountain. Now, reading it, you're going to think, why the fuck they can't come back up the mountain? It didn't say a flaming sword like in the Garden of Eden. It just said once they left, they couldn't come back up. They were gone forever before the flood. So when you read an Ethiopian concordance, what the concordance said, and now y'all know the book of Enoch is way out of this world, right? You know this shit ain't like the Bible. You know it's not like the Bible. It said that the mountain was in another dimension. Now, how the fuck they can leave down from one dimension and come down, or see down and come back and forth, but they couldn't come back and forth. But the mountain was in another dimension. The mountain was in the lower heaven. That's what it said. The mountain was in a lower heaven. That's what it said. So when you read shit like that and get an explanation, why would I think the Garden of Eden was on flat Earth if Enoch's mountain, I was lacking for a better word because I know the name of the damn mountain, but I think it's like that. I think the Garden of Eden was either a spaceship or in a higher dimension. Probably the ice wall. Could have been. But what about if it was before the ice wall? Where did they fall from? It depends on what you think. Because I believe there's three types of fallen angels. There's three types of fallen angels. Everything is in threes. I don't know how many times you've been in my live, but I believe in the Holy Trinity, not just the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but everything in life is in threes. Not everything. Matter is four. Spirit is three. If that makes any sense to y'all. So the fallen angels is three types of fallen angels. You got one type of fallen angels, which is spiritual beings that left their realm or fell in grace. They did something wrong. Let's just say ain't good angels and they turn bad, like the story of Lucifer. I do believe that has happened. Then there's another type of fallen angel. I believe that beings in ships came here from wherever they came from, and for whatever reason, whether they got stuck, whether they came here and they wasn't supposed to come here, they came from another realm of reality and ended up here and couldn't go back to where they came from. Whether they ship ran out of gas, whether they was banned, whether they was on a run. Cause I read somewhere that the Anunnaki, one of the Anunnaki, I can't remember his name, that he ran. He ran from them like he was on a run, and he came and found this joint, and then he found the gold here, and then he reported back to them that it was gold here, whatever, right? So you got the spiritual fallen angels, you got the physical Anunnaki, or those who came from another realm of reality, fallen angel, and then you got us, the spiritual fallen angels. I believe we humans are fallen angels. And where did we come from? We came from the all in all. We came from the all in all, the ineffable one, not the hand god or the man god, not the he god, not the she god, the all in all. Our souls came from the all in all, so we fell too because we was in. Let's just say if the all in all is water, the ocean, we was all in the ocean. We was all in the all in all. We was all a part of the all in all, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Just like the children of Enoch was looking down at the children of Cain, and as they was sitting up there bored as shit, and they looking down at the horse races, they looking down at the orgies, especially the orgies. God forgive me, I got Christ behind me talking about orgy, and so they descended in order to have fun. I think that's what happens in all creation. I think that's how galaxies and protons and photons and neutrons and oxygen and all these things was formed. I think it was when the all in all became consciousness within itself, it wanted to interact, it wanted to do something, it wanted to move. And that's what happened with us, our souls too. We was with the all in all, and we said, man, I want to go and play too. I want to go outside and play. And we came down here to play. But like the proverbial mountain, we couldn't go back up in the mountain, just like the proverbial flaming sword that stopped Adam and Eve from going back into the Garden of Eden. It's the same way getting back to the all in all. It's the same way. We done came down here and we got filthy. It's gonna take a whole lot to get all this shit up off of us so we could go back to the all in all, if that makes any sense. They are the watchers. Yeah, that's a fact. That's who they are. But what about hell after death? There is a hell, but I don't believe in a hell. But there is a hell, if that makes any sense. If you believe in the hell, if you have the heaven and hell doctrine, right? This is what I tell people: be careful what you want to stand on, what you want to stand on, because if you stand on the heaven and hell doctrine and you don't fulfill the laws of your dogma and your religious belief, then you go into that hell. If you fulfill the religious beliefs and systems of your doctrine, then you're going to that heaven. But there's a heaven, there's a hell, there's a purgatory. Some souls get reincarnated and come back here. Some souls get reincarnated and go back to whatever star system they come from. Some souls get stuck here. Some of us leave so much of our spirit here that our souls get stuck in purgatory. Some of us come right back. I believe there's an infinite amount of realms and realities your soul can go when you leave this physical body. That's just me. Ain't no just hell, heaven, hell. It's not just that. But there is a heaven and a hell. But those who believe in the heaven and hell have a spirit or a monad that has experienced heaven and hell. That's why they believe in that heaven and hell, because it's in their soul to believe that. It's in their spirit to believe that. If you're a Christian and you believe that, that's because you come from a monad of Christianity. Your oversoul, your higher self, your higher selves is from that lineage. So a heaven and hell awaits you because that's the lineage you're from, because that's what you believe, if you believe it wholeheartedly. I'm an old ass, tired ass soul that been here a bunch of fucking times. I know I ain't going back to no heaven and hell. If I don't get my shit right, I'm gonna be right back in this when my daughters decide to have a baby, if Earth stay earthing and America stay Americaning, if this shit keep going and the lights keep coming on, I'm probably gonna be born into one of my daughters. That's probably me or one of my granddaughters or grandsons. I'm gonna be their son and come right back to this motherfucker for the 2000th time if I don't get my shit together in a sin, because I have ascension techniques. I was given the techniques because I'm an old soul. They say, "Here, nigga, this is your way out," and I still ain't gonna get my driver's license. I've been running around with this motherfucking permit since 2012. I still ain't gonna get my CDL yet. My family living in hell in Cuba right now. Yeah, because Earth is a form of heaven and hell. I can hear my higher self calling me. It's one of those lines in my song. Crime against humanity. Who? I probably missed your other comment. This is a form of heaven. As above, we are totally immortal. There, yo, what up, bro? Yeah, this is hell. This is heaven and hell. It is. This is hell. This is hell because heaven is the all in all. If we go back to the everything that it is, was, and ever will be, that is a proverbial heaven. But then, why? No, 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 I'm not recording. Why? What up, bro?
No, because I see dogma
Yeah, dogma.
that only one time in my life, and it was like some it was like some AI alien shit. Like that's the end all be all stuff in race
Mm-hmm.
we know of. So I don't know. I just wanted to
Those books is right there.
see, like, we gotta talk when
I know, I got you. Oh yeah, I know Cuba was bad like that. Fear is hell. Fear is the fuel in hell. Fear is the fuel in hell. If everybody stop believing in hell, hell won't be hot. If everybody stop believing in hell, hell won't be hot. I believe that in the Bible where because think about it, right? If you go to hell or heaven, you're still alive forever. Regardless of what, we live forever. Regardless of what. If you go to hell, you're burning in for eternity, you're burning on fire, but you alive. If you go to heaven, you're alive. Regardless of what, we know that we definitely, this ain't the end. Yeah, you gotta get the fuck out of Cuba, man. Cuba, it's some beautiful people in Cuba. I would like to visit Cuba. That's a fact. My father tells me that fear is the biggest cancer known to humanity. Yeah, fear. People think it's hate. It's love on this side and it's fear. Hate is a byproduct of fear. It's not vice versa. People think hate is the most powerful negative force in the universe, and it's not. It's actually fear. It's actually fear. Fear is man. Fear is the root of all evil. Do you believe and put power in that stuff now and hits power of your spiritual facts? Wait, you believe and put power in that stuff. Now it hits power of your spirit facts. I kind of get what you're saying. Cuba stand strong. Let's pray for Cuba, man. Pray for Cuba, man. Pray for Cuba. That's crazy. And we don't know. That's why I be telling people, man. Man, that's why, listen, if you got some money and you're trying to move off to the wilderness somewhere, I'm trying to find my soul group because that's what I'm saving up to do. I'm getting out of America, man, because as bad as Cuba got it, we gonna have it worse. Because at least in Cuba, there's places in Cuba, maybe not in Havana and stuff like that, but like out in their wildernesses where people could sustain their own life. They could sustain life. They surrounded by water so they could fish, get them fishing boats. You know what I'm saying? And Cuba's is a communist country, so I know they got like some good things, some good things. And because I think like the way communists run a country is actually better. People think that communism is bad, right? Because we're a democracy. Communism isn't bad because our democracy is so good. Communism is bad is because our capitalism is so good. We getting the fat of everything, man. This country in Europe, these white union, the you know who I'm talking about, them UN people, all of them, the NATO and all of them, man, they sucking this motherfucker dry, man. They sucking it dry. They sucking it dry. China and what's the name is communist too, but they're like a dictatorship under communism and shit. All this shit is bullshit, man. I just want to go off to the woods somewhere. Fuck, I don't give a fuck where is it at. Just put me somewhere. This is just my hope. When it all collapse, just as long as nobody got tanks and motherfucking jet fuel to move jets around. And then let me live in peace. If everything shuts down and everything is shut down, just put me where the vegetation is at. But if this motherfucker shut down and motherfuckers still got jets and planes and helicopters and shit, then it don't matter where you at. Because if you got some farmland and some shit worth having, they gonna come take it any motherfucking way. Then the only thing that's gonna save you, if we move off to the wilderness somewhere. I don't know if it's gonna be in motherfucking Tibet. I don't know if it's gonna be in the Philippines. But when we get there, we gonna get us some motherfucking crystals. We gonna learn some crystal magic. We gonna activate our macabres. We gonna have some natural motherfucking babies. Cause this thing gonna work for a while. That This shit gonna work for a while. We're gonna have some natural, off the earth, off the grid ass babies, and them motherfuckers gonna be able to stop rockets, stop bullets, and astral project and come back with some shit. We're gonna be all right. We might only have to eat once a week. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Just get totally off the grid and go straight spiritual. But it gotta be a bunch of believers though. It has to be a bunch of believers. You don't know how powerful. I do know, because in 2012 there was 4 of us, and I seen some amazing things. When I had my, I don't know if how many of y'all been here since the beginning of my lives and shit, but I had my spiritual awakening at 33 when I was 2012, and it was 3 brothers. I made the 4th, and man, we healed scoliosis. We gave my wife at the time, you know, her kidney was half functional. We fixed her kidney, and we was moving mountains, the 4 of us, like the Fantastic Four. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I seen I seen some amazing, tremendous things. That's why I don't get into arguments about religion and dogma. I don't do it. You know what I mean? Because I know what we are capable of human wise. You know what I'm saying? I don't even doubt, the motherfuckers that you be seeing on YouTube and TikTok. They be moving the aluminum foil on top of the toothpick, and they try to. I don't doubt that shit. People think that they got, it's some optical illusion or something going on the side, but I know that it's possible. I know that it's possible. Some of them might be faking, but they all not faking. Cause I haven't done that. Like, I haven't moved nothing with my hands. I haven't done that. But I've healed some shit with my hands. I've healed a lot of things with my hands. Yep. And I've made people with spirits connected to them go the opposite way on numerous occasions. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to go somewhere where I could vibrate high with my tribe, and no matter what happens, we're gonna be all right. Whether it's shut down or not, we're gonna be all right. But I'm gonna read y'all comments, see what y'all got over here, and I'm gonna what's the name? A little personal, but I just broke up with my girl. We've been together 5 years. Came home from work, walked in on her in bed with her. Oh! Well, at least you still here to talk about it. At least you still here to talk about it, beloved. At least you still here to talk about it, man. Who, me? I'm in Rhode Island, like the borderline of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. A little personal, but I just, hey, AJ Warren, man. Yo, listen, bro. I don't, only advice I could tell you is this. This is what I could tell you, right? At one time, I loved a female more than I love myself. I've been in love 3 times, but one time I actually loved this woman more than I ever loved myself. But in knowing that that person didn't love me the way that I love that person, it did something really, really good. It was a valuable lesson. So if you loved that woman like a lot, like if that was the greatest love you ever known, or if you feeling right now like a part of your body's missing, if you feel like you're not gonna be able to go on without her or whatever, if you feel all those feelings, then I'm telling you, those feelings are natural. But those feelings will heal you. Don't let them break you. Those feelings will make you stronger, and it make you stronger. You probably won't be able to feel that way again or allow yourself to feel like that again, but it will definitely heal you and make you stronger, bro. I ain't really got no advice. The only thing I could tell you is people don't really belong to us, man. I hate to say it. And I do be loving women, and I do love, the idea of love and relationships and all that, but none of us don't belong to nobody, man. I'm being honest with you. I think this is a forced doctrine that we were given by whoever we was giving it to. You know what I mean? I believe the race of beings or the aliens that came down here or whatever, I think they taught us the idea of marriage because they came from a monarchy. A lot of these planets have monarchies. So any place where there's a monarchy, there's marriage. So I believe they gave us the marriage ideology, but I don't think we're meant to be with one person. I don't think that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. I don't think so. So, you know what I mean? Take it for what it's worth, man. She ain't belong to you. If you really love her, then fuck it. Go get back with her. If you love her, I don't know what to tell you. Do she still want to be with you? Did she apologize? Did she say she slipped, tripped, and fell on the dick? I don't like what's the situation? Because if she still want to be with you when you love her, then just be with her. I know that hurts. 5 years, my longest was around that time. I understand. Yeah, like I mean, that's all I can say. If you love her and you feel like, you know what I mean, you can't live without her, then love her. She fucked. What happened? Did you cheat on her in the 5 years? If you ever fuck somebody else during the 5 years y'all been together, you might just get back with her. She got her get back. It is what it is. If you love her and you love her unconditionally, you feel like you can't be without her, tell her like, look, let's just have an open relationship. I don't know what your situation is, so I can't give you advice because I don't know your situation. I don't know where you at physically, mentally, or spiritually. I don't know what type of person you are. I don't know what type of person she is. I don't know the dynamics. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you got another place to stay or you need it for a place to stay. You know what I mean? I'm a realist, bro. You know, somebody get out here and be like, try to give you advice. You can't give somebody sound advice without knowing everything that's going on. You understand what I'm saying? I need to know everything so I can give you the best advice according to your situation. You put it plain and simple. I walked in on her screwing her ex. What should I do? I can't tell you what to do because you is not me, and she is not the woman that I was madly in love with that did some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? That's four different people. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you what to do unless I knew the situation and where your mind is at and where her mind is at. Because if you love her and you feel like I love my baby mama, I never let her go, but she a hoe, still be with her. Fuck it. Are you hurt? Are you do you love her so much that you don't care she fucked? Are you hurt that you done forever? What is it? Is she a good girl and you did something so she did something to pay you back? Like what is it? You know what I mean? We all will die like humans. We are all gods because God said we are, but we will all die like humans. Yeah, yeah, like it said in Psalms 82 and also Isaiah, the 28th verse, Isaiah the 28th verse, I think the 14th chapter when he talks about the king of Tyre. He says it to the king of Tyre too. The king of Tyre wasn't a human though. I think the king of Tyre, they say it was Satan, but it didn't say it was Satan, if that makes any sense. It's called demons. What's called demons? Let me see where we at. Let me see what you said, because I might have missed something you said. Thank you for the time and advice, bro. I appreciate it. Nah, she's out of here, bro. It's just fucked. It it just fucked me up. I ain't never been on this side of the fence. I was loyal the entire time. Damn. Damn, man. Damn, why she do it in the house though? She could have did that shit anywhere. Like, what the fuck? Like, I- I'm not even being nosy. I'm just being human. I like really want to know what the fuck happened. And I'm not nosy. It's just that's how I am with things in life. Like I'm one of them people. I always be trying to, you know how that's why I like on the A&E, you know, like the Snapped and all of them shits, forensic files. If it comes on and I get the first couple of minutes, I'm stuck. I've never seen one. I don't care how uninteresting it is. I want to see it all the way through because now I don't know, it was a small town America. And Jenny Stenophilus was your average good old American girl. Just from hearing that, now I want to watch the story. Now I want to know how she died, why this murder happened in this place where murder don't happen. I just be wanting to know all the details now. You know, it's just some human shit. I always be trying to figure shit out. That's why I read so much. I mean, I know it's hard. It's hard to really give advice on a situation when you don't know the specifics. And dude, the cliche is so old. It's hit her. It's just her. It's just her. Feel me? But I just wanted your opinion I think you was gonna say. Nah, it's a fact. That's a fact. Oh yeah, 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 yup. The dude gotta be jealous of you, try to have one up on you. Yeah, man, one thing for sure, two things for certain, man. I'm at this conclusion, and I love the girl I'm dealing with like wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? But after my marriage and shit, like I had an open marriage. I was in jail. My wife had a whole boyfriend. I had to be okay with it because I was in jail, and you know what I mean. I didn't want to be voted off the island, so to speak. But all that shit was a learning experience, man. And I been came to the conclusion that monogamy is a fucking illusion. That raps too. I think I might make that a cliche. I might make that a saying. I been came to the conclusion that monogamy is an illusion. I swear I just made that up. I swear to God. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like I don't believe human beings are made to love in that way. If that makes any sense to y'all. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I don't well men, I should say. Because women can. Women could die with one man, but it'll never be one man. Today's society, the reason why monogamy really don't work today, and I don't care if y'all together and y'all not cheating on each other, y'all still cheating on each other in y'all minds. Y'all still cheat, especially men. But the reason why monogamy don't work today is because women and men are having too many relationships. Like we have too many relationships. By the time you get with a woman, even if y'all in y'all late 20s, she done have 5 boyfriends by the time she met you. And you done had 10 girlfriends by the time he met you. So y'all both gonna be on the defensive. Y'all both gonna expect certain things. Y'all both gonna have high or low expectations built off of all the relationships that you had. And in biblical times and spiritual times, that's why men and women were supposed to lose their virginity together because technically we're all still married to the person we lost our virginity to. That's a snapple fact. That's who you're married to spiritually. Spiritually. That's why the Bible speaks of divorce and all that other stuff. Because when you share yourself with a person like that, y'all are tied forever. Whether you still think about the person or y'all not together, whatever the case may be, y'all still tied together. So when you get a man and a woman who both been in 5 or 10 or 20 different relationships, by the time y'all got together, can it work? Yeah. Will y'all be happy? Yeah. Will y'all have fun? Yeah. But ultimately, y'all heart and y'all spirit gonna be 1,000 different places. Every time you hear a song, you're gonna think about this ex. Every time you put ketchup on your eggs, you're gonna remember the first person that helped you put ketchup on your eggs. Sexual acts is gonna remind you of this. You're gonna when somebody says, "Oh," like when you get with a girl, for instance, she like, "Well, I like to have." I'm just making something up. I like my feet rubbed. I like to whatever she say she likes. She got that from another nigga or another nigga, another man. That's just how things go. Oh, I like when you pull my hair. I like my hair pulled. I like whenever a girl tell you what she likes sexually, obviously it came from somewhere else. So because of that, and you know in the Bible would say if you think about something you sinned, well, it's the same way. Y'all both gonna constantly cheat on each other because both gonna constantly think of somebody else. Not meaning like that person was better or you missed that person. It's just that person is in your soul DNA. They're already with you. They're in you already physically, mentally, and spiritually, if that makes any sense. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. Knowledge seed, that's a fact. STD in the Houston, Miami, Chicago epidemic, that part. You know what? They don't even talk about AIDS no more, man. I think a lot of motherfuckers got AIDS and don't even know it. They don't even talk about AIDS no more. I don't think AIDS is non-existent, but they don't even talk about it no more. I think they just kept it quiet for the last 20 years so this new generation don't think it exists. And it's probably a bunch of people out here HIV positive. You don't even hear about AIDS no more. You know what I mean? You see people put each other on blast about herpes, like on Facebook. Every so often, somebody will put somebody on blast about herpes. We know herpes is rampant, but AIDS is still out here. You don't never really hear nobody speak about that shit. That's why I do them all filthy. That's why you do all the females filthy? Man, you can't. I mean, I'm old, man. I'm old, and then I put a lot. I put a lot. I can't. You know what? I do women filthy, but I don't be meaning to do women filthy. If that makes any sense. I be in 100 relationships. I be in a physical relationship. I be in a mental relationship. I be in a spiritual relationship. I be in a mental. I be in past relationships. I live in the past. I live in. Not saying I be stuck there, but I'm constantly reminded of my past. You know what I'm saying? And I love every woman I ever been with. So how does that look for my next girl or the girl I'm with now? Knowing I still love all my exes, I still love every last one of them. Overstand. Love is the highest form of overstand. That's right. Like I use the word overstanding. That's a fact. I tell girls that though. I tell girls like, yo, I love all of my exes. I still love them. I still love them. So when I get in relationships to not be able to talk to my exes or to not be able to talk to my baby mothers, I don't be liking that shit. And that's why I've been polyamorous for like the last 15 years. The relationship I'm kinda in now is the first monogamous relationship I've been in since '06. This is the first monogamous relationship I've been in since '06. And I'm going on almost a year since I slept with another woman. I've been doing good, but what the fuck does that mean, right? What does that mean? At this ripe old age. But when we got all the way off in relationship shit, but you can't do it more filthy though, bro. You can't do it more filthy. You ain't gonna get no good luck doing that. You ain't gonna get no good luck doing that. I really be trying not to do people filthy, man, but I end up doing them filthy because I got a big ass spirit. I got a big ass spirit. I'm not gonna lie. I got a big ass spirit, man. So I'll love hard and then be bad hard or get mad hard. Everything is hard. Is an extreme. You understand what I'm saying? So that's bad. Man, I love every human I done came in contact with. My whole life it is what it is. That's a good thing, beloved. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I can't say love. I wish I did, but I do appreciate every human I come in contact with, even the ones that be on bullshit. Sometimes I see a person they be on bullshit. I can see the spirit in them. I see it all over them, and I just laugh. You know how you like a baby? You look at a baby. You know, like a baby punch you in the eye, even though it hurt. You get mad for a second, but then you laugh because it's just a baby. I be like that with humans too. I get mad for a second, but then I just be looking like it's just a baby, man. That's a fact. It's hard to understand. So moving with love as your propulsion system is the best way to live. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Cause it's hard down here, man. You don't need no. I don't, man. Like I was saying to my father the other day when I seen him and shit. Like you know how you got like family members that don't talk to each other or they don't or somebody at the job. Like when I had a job, I had a person that we didn't have an altercation, but I couldn't walk by the person and not acknowledge them. I couldn't be upset. I don't know how to be around somebody and be upset. I don't know how to do that. It takes too much energy. It takes too much energy, man, to not speak to somebody. Like, you and your girl get in an argument, now y'all not talking. Man, that shit is the worst feeling. It takes way too much energy to do that. Man, people do it. People live in marriages and live together for years and don't talk. I don't know how to do that. I can't do it. I never seen Waterboy. I be hearing a lot of Waterboy analogies, but I never seen it. True love, yeah, that's a fact. We all human. I don't care if you told homie we all human. Just do better from now on. God let you slide. Make the best of it. You heard? That's a fact. Oh, Adam Sandler, that's the Waterboy shit. I never seen it. People keep like, I don't know. I gotta sit down and watch it. That and American Pie. People be saying mad American Pie references and mad Waterboy references, and I don't be knowing what the fuck they be talking about. I never. I don't know. It sound crazy, but I wasn't like a white comedy guy. It sounds bad, but I don't really like. I, I I don't like comedy movies, period. But like white comedy movies is like the last. But when I watch them, I be on the floor. Like I seen the shit with Jennifer Aniston when they was on the bus on a tour bus going to buy the weed and they was all pretending to be family. I forgot the name of that movie. That shit had me on the floor. If I watch them, I'm gonna laugh. But I just don't be watching them. But if I watch them, I'm gonna laugh. I actually caught the end of the Jennifer Aniston one, and I thought they was all family. And then I watched it from the beginning, and be like, wait a minute. And then somebody told, oh, they're not a real family. They were just pretending to be family to get the money or whatever. But I watched that shit. That shit had me on the floor. But yeah, like growing up and shit, I didn't watch like white comedy unless like National Lampoon. I seen that or what's the shit with the cops? They was all cops. Damn, I forgot the name of that one. It was a comedy. And the dude, he changed all the different voices and shit. Police Academy. Like Police Academy, I seen those and shit like that. And the first Cowboys was black. Karma is real. Karma is real, real. That's a fact. You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all. 65 people on here. I don't be like to get off this early, but I'm gonna try to push this video out. I gotta get a computer, man. This damn phone, both of my phones is I can't even send a text. They so I never knew you could use every single gigabyte in your phone. This both of these motherfuckers is at the last gigabyte, and I got a whole terabyte sitting in my iCloud because I brought it and put it in the wrong place. Hold on, but I'm not on the art of wartime. I genuinely don't give a fuck what the other side is doing. I'm not at war with anybody or anything. I release good out of the free with no expectations back. That's what's up, bro. Keep doing that. Always do that. Always do that. Charity. With all the bad shit I did, I always try to do some charitable shit when I can. You know what I'm saying? Only the creator know your heart. Only the creator know your heart. And you talking to a motherfucker that committed every sin known to man. I was a horrible, horrible, horrible individual, man. I came a long way, but I still do bullshit. I still do bullshit. I still do bullshit. Not as bad as I used to be, but I still do bullshit and I still think bullshit. And that's what I be praying on and meditating. I pray to get it out my mind. You know what I'm saying? Or not allow it to enter my mind, I should say, because it ain't in my mind. Bucky B. Was good. What's good, Sleaze? I'm off this, bro. You just pulled up too late. I'm about to get off this shit. I don't know what kind of laptop that is, but that shit ain't gonna help me. That shit ain't gonna help me. I need a MacBook or I need a Apple. I need an Apple product. Everybody's saying the shit that I'm doing, I need Apple. Everybody's saying Apple. Um, I'm gonna get one though. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one. I'll probably get one next month. And Lil Nicky, who the hell is Lil Nicky? Did I miss something? Who the hell is Lil Nicky? Who Lil Nicky? I don't even know nobody named Lil Nicky. That sound like a girl. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. If y'all ain't subscribed to my channel. Oh, We the Millers. Yeah, that's the name of the joint. Yeah, what's the name? Aniston shit. Yeah, that's my shit. Yo, you know what's crazy though? I set out on like white comedy, right? But I like that one, right? But you know what? I felt that way till I watched Friends and Seinfeld. Friends is alright, but Seinfeld is in my top 5 sitcoms dead or alive. That shit is up there with Martin. I swear to God, Martin might be number 1. And I like the Jeffersons. I like Sanford and Son. I like Good Times. I like all the but I'm telling you, after Martin, Seinfeld got to be the funniest sitcom I ever seen. Seinfeld had me dead. I love Seinfeld. I still watch Seinfeld sometimes. I've seen every single episode, but I be falling asleep and missing the jewels. Oh yeah. Police Academy. That was my shit. Oh nah, bro. I was on kind of late today. I think I got on like 10:30, but I've been up all day, so I'm tired as hell. What's your thoughts on all the FBA talk? Ah man, you missed it. I just told you. I just started believing it. And the reason why I've been believing, I see you tricking me because now I'm gonna go down the whole rabbit hole and I'm gonna be on here for like an hour. But the whole FBA thing, I'm starting to believe it because like I was saying earlier, with the whole nationality thing with the Moors actually have a contract with the United States government. I seen the contract. They have I mean, not a contract, it's called a treaty. They have a treaty from the 1500s, basically saying that they're supposed to give them a certain plot of land and like the colonizers took some of their land and all of this, and they had a treaty because the Moors did help with slavery. The Moors had a few ports. The Moors been had a bag. They was only black people that had a bag, and that was actually globally moving around. So because of the Moors, I think that some of us was here though. That's a fact. I believe that now. I'm starting to believe it. A lot of us was already here. Did some of us come in slavery? That's a fact. But some of us was already here. And I'm beginning to believe that some of us might have already been in the what's the name? Because they I've been seeing shit over 20 years ago with them pulling Egyptian artifacts out of the Grand Canyon. That probably was a civilization. They probably blew that shit off the map. You know what I mean? Some another civilization probably came here and blew that shit off the map. You know what I mean? And fucked it up like they did in Mocha Picchu in Mesoamerica. They got Mocha Picchu. They blew some shit up in Mocha Picchu. It was like a landing port. It was all kind of shit. Somebody blew that shit up. Somebody blew it up. Y'all gotta remember, like, you know what I mean? We good. We've been sturdy for a while, but you gotta remember what's 2,000 years to beings that live 2,000 years, if you understand what I'm saying. If the Anunnaki lived to be 2,000 or they lived to be 3,000, like the Sumerian tablets say, right? Just because we've been here, like, I'm not saying uninterrupted because we've been interrupted, but I'm saying globally, because we haven't been globally interrupted in the time that we know of. That don't mean that it ain't shit going on down here, or somebody don't like our existence, or somebody won't come blow this shit off the map right now. You know what I'm saying? So I believe some of us been here. And then you got to think too, if you black and you believe that, black is the original race of this planet, then how could you not have been everywhere? How could you not have been everywhere? You know what I'm saying? So I, I'm starting to believe it. When I first came home like 2 years ago, even though I knew about the Moore Treaty and stuff like that, I didn't think like we had a whole civilization over here. I wasn't thinking like that because I wanted to hold on to Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's dope to be from Africa. Like, nigga, I'm from Africa. Everything started in Africa. But as I start to really pump that ideology, I'm like, you know what, man? They probably tricking the shit out of us. Because they trick us. They don't want us to know shit. All we do know, they don't want us to know the Egyptians is black, right? And they promoting this we was slave shit. Man, they could be lying. We probably was kings and queens right over this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Word to mother. So I'm starting to believe that shit. I'm starting to believe the world is flat. My nigga, I done read so much shit I can't. I'm not gonna stand fast on nothing. This motherfucker might be flat. I'm starting to. I don't know if it's the internet, but I'm starting to see the flat Earth shits with the firmament and shit. I'm starting to believe that shit. But Even if it is, though, let's just say if it is, I don't think it is, but even if it is flat, we have a force field shield, a protection around us. When you vibrating high, you got a 36-foot in all perimeters spear around your body. Right now, even if you're not vibrating high, if you vibrating on the lowest you could vibrate, you have a outline of your body in a sphere. So as you vibrate higher and higher, like if it like say you trace the outside of a human body, right? That's the lowest you can vibrate. The more you vibrate, the more that expands. And once it becomes a bubble, for it to be a bubble, it has to be 6 feet from your body to be an actual complete bubble. And it'd be 6 feet from your body in all directions. You know what I mean? So we have orbs. We have a circle around us. You know what I'm saying? When you see things from a distance and it's blurring in your eye, what is it? It's an orb. Everything is an orb from a distance. Everything. You understand? So even if it is particularly flat-ish, so to speak, if you from outer space or on the other side of the firmament in the water, because some people say we on the bottom of an ocean under a firmament. My nigga, man, I don't know what to believe, bro. I'm keeping it a band with you. And whatever they read, I'm sure I read it too. But I'm at a point where I don't know what to believe. Only thing I know is I have an eternal soul and I've been down this motherfucker too many motherfucking times. I know that for a fact. All the other shit is up for debate. And I don't even want to debate, so it ain't up for debate. But that's what I know. I know we have an eternal soul. That I know. And this ain't it. That I know. And I'm tired of being down this motherfucker. Don't want to unalive yet, because I got some living to do, what I'm saying. But I'm tired of coming back to this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That I know. That's it. You know what I mean? And I love y'all and I love life. And we should love each other, man, and stay focused, man. I wanted to get on here and talk about that little young kid, man, that got unalived in Queens, man, but it ain't lead that way, and that's all right too. Yeah, I believe there's underwater civilizations. You see the shit they found off of Japan. Then they found some shit in the Baltic Sea too. And then Atlantis is right here off the eastern shore between us and Puerto Rico. There's a bunch of shit under there. This shit done been flipped and flopped so many different ways. If you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Somebody asked me what was one of the best books I read. I think I didn't list that. I think I forgot that book. I don't think I named it. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and is one of the best books I ever read. That and the Three Initiates. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Three Initiates, and the Nag Hammadi scriptures, 1, 2, and 3. Illest books I ever read. But you can't just jump out and read those books though. You gotta already be, you know what I'm saying? Well, y'all could. A lot of the brothers that's on here right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that book, it talks about the Emerald Tablets, talk about the recess. That's what it talks about. Thoth said he been here when the sun set, rise on the west, set in the east, and set in the east and rise in the west. He said he been here for all that. He said he was here before we took on physical bodies when it was light beings. That he was a light being, and then after one of the resets, they was forced to get a body because Earth went from the fifth or the fourth to the third dimension. And he said he was forced to take a body, but he was in that body for in our years like 20,000 years or some shit like that. But yo, peace y'all. 67 people in here. I hate leaving when it's jam packed like this, but I'm tired as shit, and I ain't trying to be sleep till 12 o'clock tomorrow. So peace, peace, peace from Queens. Damn, I was wanting to talk about that little boy, man. They unalived that little boy out there in Queens, man. That was crazy, man. And just on my live, just yesterday, when I made this Africa Bambaataa video, I talked about the 16-year-old that got unalived in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, and then I talked about the 7-year-old that got unalived in Brooklyn. Now Queens got a 15-year-old boy, man, fucking unalived, man. This shit is crazy, man. New York, it's this drill music though. It's this drill music, man. This drill music, man, they need to ban that shit. They really need to ban that drill music. They not, because it's the only thing propagating all these homicides in all these cities right now. I believe New York wouldn't even be bad if there was no such thing as drill music, because there's nothing else for them to do with the gang shit and the music shit. There's nothing else for them to do, man. But I appreciate y'all. Peace, y'all. Peace, love, and light to the collective, man. I'm out of here. I'll be on it tomorrow, probably like 10 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'll be on here. Y'all know my time. Later, y'all.